Boom, bada, boom, boom, bomb. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Shout out to the beautiful people of the world. We are citizens of the world. We are lifers. We're not from one country. We're not from one place. We represent everywhere in the world. Shout out to each and every one of you for jumping on in and sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifers Show. We're going to get hydrated with lemon water, decalcify that pineal gland. If you don't know what I'm saying, you might want to Google that. Get yourself going. Get rid of that fluoride. Get rid of all those toxins and get yourself flushed and ready to go. So shout out to each and every one of you. We're going to take a big sip of the lemon water because health is the most important thing in my life. If you're not healthy, you can't spend the money you make. You could be a multi-billionaire. If you don't have your health, you can't get out of bed. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. So, mind you, take care of yourself. Take care of your heart. Drink water every single day. So we're going to take a big sip of that lemon water. We're going to cleanse. We're going to feel good. Let's do that. Let's hydrate. Let's get going. Cue that music, Bobby. It's Bobby and Danny, depending on who is in the studio today. Danny. No, it's Bobby. Bobby. Cue the video. Cue the music, Bobby. Cue that music. Shout out to the beautiful people out here in the world. We love you, and you know we love you. So let's continue to move. Let's talk about Bitcoin, the elephant in the room. Let's talk about the Fed. Fed with a meeting today. What's going to happen? We're going to be live, giving you that Fed meeting live. So we will be back at 2 p.m. today, ready to go. So do not worry. Have no fear. A double session is coming, and we're not going to, we're going to go hard today. All the way, baby, all the way. Shout out to all the awesome people here. Shout out to the Blue Crew, Jamie, Gina, Bombina. Everybody here on the live. Wen Dizzle. Oh, look at that awesome blue tie. Thank you so much. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you. Shout out to Lakochi Coker. Shout out to Wen Dizzle, Ankukuti Butsu, Dustin Kava, Gina Bombina, CNC Ireland, and the whole Blue Crew. Dustin, we love you, man. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Appreciate you all for being here. We're going to break down Bitcoin. We're going to break down the gains that were made in the group yesterday. We made gains yesterday. We're going to talk about it. We're going to break it down, all right? First thing I talked about is render. I called a bottom for render. When did I do that? Let's talk about it. Someone in the live stream was like, how did you call the bottom? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm a boss. No, I was just joking. But look, I called the exact bottom on RNDR, right? And you can see where I posted it. And look, learn how I use the 200 SMA, all right? So in the post that I put out, when I first put it out, if you look here at render, you said render up 20 since I put it out on 1017, all right? Some of my trades take a while. You got to pay attention. But look, render on 1017, I could see this gravitate towards the 200 SMA, okay? And let's look. So I believe, see how the 200's here? Price action likes to bump up to the 200, specifically when the moving averages get tight. So you can get tight moving averages, okay? Now, if you flip this upside down, that's my same thing when I get out of a trade when the yellow, which is the 21 and the 200 are far apart, because price will come back down to the 200. Same concept. See, the things that I learned upside down, I can flip and use them again. So because I learned how to take profits, like if you flip this upside down, let me show you what I mean. This is going to blow your mind. Like you're going to be like, what? This guy's out of his mind. Watch. We take a look here, render on KuCoin. No, this is insane. Now, I'm giving you my special sauce. Most of you will probably go right over your head. But for the people that are really, really paying attention, you're going to be like, whoa, that's what he said? I get it now. So look, we go back to this call on the daily time frame, and we take a look at it, right? And what I want to show you is tight moving averages. But what you want to understand is the 21 and the 200 are far apart, all right? If we flip this upside down, that's when I like to take profits. Say I get in when we're tight. I get in when they're far apart. So price action likes to dump. So I move that. Price action likes to dump when the 21 and the 200 are far apart. I'm upside down though. And look, that's a double top. See that? That's when you would sell a double top, an M pattern. So it's the same thing. So if you can figure out how to sell, you can figure out how to buy the bottoms. If you can sell the tops, you can sell the bottoms. It's the same thing. Price action doesn't care where you're standing. You flip it upside down, it does not matter. I teach my students how to use Alt-I. No other YouTuber that I've seen, no one else that teaches TA, teaches their students how to flip the charts upside down and see it from a new perspective to gain an outside advantage on the chart. So I can teach you things that other technical analysis that haven't even thought about. Like I add a spin to TA that has just never been seen on YouTube ever before. So come on in, get situated, get with my brain, right? I consider myself a visionary, someone that does things completely different than the rest of the world. And look, that's why we're the lifers. That's why we're different. That's why we're featured all over the internet. That's why people love having us on their shows. That's why my movement grows. Look, we showed up to Sin City Crypto. We boomed it, right? We had some of the most views ever. We show up to anywhere we go, and you follow me wherever I go, man. My followers, my team. I don't even call you followers. My team, my lifers, my group, my strength, right? Each and every one of my people in my trading group, man. The traders, the lifers, the people that do damage, the people that change the world with love. We live in love, too. We represent love, and I've been saying that since day one. Love is the strongest frequency. You can't go wrong when you live in love. So I looked at render, called this bottom. This thing would blast to the upside. If you look at it in total to the wick, 129%, still holding 81% gains, but it's one of the biggest gainers of the day on the radar, and we had this on 10-17, bang, 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 all right? DSLA also starting to form this tight channel. I would keep that on your radar. It popped, and it's channeling again. I wouldn't be surprised if it pumped up again for 37% gains, and it's starting to reset on the 1 hour. However, it's a sketchy day with the Fed coming up, but DSLA took a long time to pump, and it's in a bit of an uptrend. I call that consolidation, right? So it's still consolidating right now as we speak. If that 1 hour can reset, it's looking pretty scrumptious. If we take a look at the 4 hour time frame, 4 hour is in a decision, could give us a little bit of a pop. However, with the market right now, also a little sketchy, right? Let's take a look at the biggest gainer of the night last night. Honestly, I don't know. I believe it's my Labradorite heart, but I called this coin last night, Mask. And look, in 12 hours, it hit my target, 95% gains. And you'd be like, no, you didn't, blah, blah, blah. But we did, though. Like, we did, and we do it every single day. And I have 800 people to back me up and, put their life on the line and say, no, this guy did not BS. So look, Mask on the radar yesterday at 11:50 in the morning. That means I might have posted it during the trading group, like while I was live on the live stream. So look at that, 90% gains, Mask in a tight channel, tight moving averages, 200 moving with the movement, low Stokes, and this thing would blast. So at 11 in the morning yesterday, you'd be privy to this information within 24 hours. Doubled up. Imagine doubling your portfolio in 24 hours. Only in crypto, baby. Only in crypto, and we had you. We had you. And it went along all my checklists, the things that I teach during my trading class. I taught class yesterday. It was amazing. It was amazing. Shout out to anyone that jumped into that class. I had a blast teaching class. Life or Vision trading course. Get my vision. Understand how I was able to make 95% out of Mask. Last night, I was able to scalp Dogecoin for some gains too. So, just stay situated, stay focused, and I can keep you in the zone. Take this class. It's $60 if you join the trading group. It's $99 if you're outside of the trading group. Join the trading group. Get the discount. Change your life. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself today. It'll be the best investment you ever made. I will push so hard. I never take a day off. I haven't taken a day off in 600 and some odd crazy days. I'm here every single day since February of 2021. Christmas, I was here. My wife was giving birth. I was actually in the hospital live streaming. You name the holiday. And Christmas, I was there in Florida with a little Christmas tree. My family went to bed. I'm streaming on Christmas night. Like, it felt different. It felt interesting to be in Florida on Christmas. Completely different experience. But, it is what it is. So the biggest gainers of the day, Mask, right? And look, if you see what are the biggest winners, Titan hit, Starly hit, and Mask. Mask is the top three gainer in the game, right? And then Render. So of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coins, I had 2 of the top 7 coins in my trading group. Bang, bang, bang. You got to give it to us. Let's get into Bitcoin. Let's break it down for the day. Shout out to each and every one of you who are jumping on into this live, feeling good, feeling situated, feeling hydrated, who worked out this morning, who got their heart racing this morning, who's going to work out later because you didn't get a chance to work out yet, who's ready to take their life by storm, who's ready to have a good body, a good mind, a good finances, and good spirituality. Connect to God, right? You want the 4. You want everything. You want your wallet in good shape. You want your body in good shape. You want your mind in good shape, and you want your spirituality in good shape. It's not easy to take care of all these things the way they bombard us and try to circumvent our subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is under attack at every single given day. Your subconscious mind builds your reality. What you feed your subconscious mind will build your reality. If you do not know how to rework your subconscious mind, you will live a life that you don't understand. You will want a certain type of life, but you won't live that life, and you'll be so confused. It causes depression, pain, anguish. This is the reason why I think a lot of people are going to therapy. A lot of people are stuck in depression. Also, I was depressed too, whatever they want to call it, depressed. How did I get out of it? Well, depression. I was pressed down, right? I was feeling low. When you work out, you create chemicals in the brain. By working out, the chemicals in the brain begin to exert. And when those chemicals exert, you feel better. It's a very simple system, So by working out, you create the proper endorphins. The endorphins give you adrenaline. The adrenaline makes you feel better. You all of a sudden think, life's not so bad. Maybe I can do those things that I thought I couldn't do before. I'm telling you right now, working out will change your life. As long as you work out every single day, there's really nothing that's going to stop you achieve your dreams. So I love you all. I appreciate you all. And I just push this. And everyone's like, but this is trading. This is Bitcoin. What are you talking about working out in lemon water? Because that's mentality. You could learn all the TA you want. But if you don't have the proper mentality, the right psychology, you will be a mess. I'm telling you right now. And it just won't vibe. It won't gel with your system. You know what I mean? So, boom, boom, boom. Bitcoin and the markets brace for Fed fears. Of course we do. Of course we do. Of course we do. We're going to talk about the Fed in a second. I'm going to ask you. We're going to send out a tweet. We're going to do some interactive discussions. And we're going to have some fun about what's happening with the Fed today. Let's get into Bitcoin. Let's break it down. Let's talk about it. Let's look at the charts. All right. So we talked about Bitcoin going sideways. Last night, if you were watching my channel, I said it's highly likely Bitcoin goes sideways. It is what it is, right? And we said that same thing. The 1 hour didn't look too good. It was pushing to the downside. The 4 hour, it kind of just been going sideways, yet it's closer to the lows than the highs. The MACD is showing signs of lack of bearish momentum. We are kind of slowly waning off on the sellers, and the RSI is getting low, close, in a falling wedge, close or oversold or close, below 50. This is a prerequisite of mine for a nice move to the upside. And we also have falling volume with falling price. You can see the sellers are starting to fall off because we're falling this way, but we have falling volume and falling price. I see a bit of an inverted head and shoulder in here. Let's take a look at the 1 hour time frame. Kind of a shoulder with a head in. It's also a bit of a diamond pattern, right? It resembles the diamond. Does resemble a diamond. And you can almost say it came in from the bottom and it bounced out of the bottom. It was a midi diamond. You can almost say we passed through the diamond. Kind of that was the measured move of the diamond. It was what it was. We could kind of say it came and went, but it did represent a diamond pattern. So look, you know what's crazy? The craziest thing is how I find the pattern that we're in now. I have to recreate this because I never did it before. And I love doing different things that I've never done before. So look, I'm looking at price action. This was nuts because I found this pattern. Everyone else probably has it now, but I'm telling you right now, I was the first YouTuber to have it. And I'll show you how I figured out the pattern. So I'm looking at this, and I trade support or resistance, right? So I mark my support or resistance. I'm like, yada, yada, yada. But then I also trade diagonal support or resistance. And I grabbed this, and I said, look, bounce, 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 resistance, resistance. I said, that's interesting. And once I drew this, I said, you know what? What if we make this symmetrical triangle here? And I had never projected a pattern when I only had one line. But because I had this diagonal support or resistance, it told me that, you know what? This should hold. You see? And if it breaks down, then we're going to break back down to the point of control. If we break up, we're out of here. And you can see how close this trend line is. And that's probably a vertical Fibonacci. Fibonacci's can be, it's a Gann fan. You know what I mean? I'm going to get into Gann fan, and, later on in about a month. But the whole point of this is that's a Gann fan. And if you don't know what a Gann fan is, it's a circumvented triangle of Fibonacci levels. You know what I mean? I'll show you a Gann fan real quick, but we're not going to dive into it today. All right? But you want to get this fib resistance fan. All right, it's a fib fan. You know what I mean? You have a Gann squared, Gann squared, and you have a fib. It's basically a Gann fan. All right. So when you get a Gann fan, all right, what you want to do? Hold on, you want to make your resistance line here. So look, you basically want to find apexes. So there's your line. Then you want to find this line here. And you kind of want to draw the apex from the lowest point to that high point of the trajectory of the fan. And so look, we should come up. And the thing is, you will notice that we will bounce off these areas. Look, see, bounce, 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 fell through, bounce right off that fib. Resistance right off this fib, right? Came through, resistance at that fib, bounced through, resistance here at this fib, broke out, came back below it, I mean, you can match anything you want at one point, right? But this is just, and I'm not going to get into this today, but I want to show you how I was able to figure out the pattern before the pattern was there based off diagonal support of resistance. You'll never see this. I have never seen this on another YouTube channel because I never physically did it before. So I never did it on my channel before. So that's how I know it's pretty new and innovative. You know what I mean? I'm sure other people know about the diagonal Fibonacci's. I'm not saying I'm the only person to know that, but I don't see it get taught. I don't see people kind of, and that's mind-blowing because I was able to figure out this pattern way before the entire market. And because I was able to figure out the pattern, I knew we were going to bounce there, right? And so I called the bounce and the bounce here and then the tightness. And then I'm able to figure out where we're going and, you know, so, and then you can get the measured move, yada, yada, yada. So right now the 4 hour is, you know, kind of wants to dump on us. Like, I'm going to get rid of all this stuff here and we're just going to clean it up. We're going to look at it nice and neat yet again. So look, we have extreme resistance and I like to put a green bar at my big boy resistance, right? So there's my big boy green bar resistance. What is it? It's 21,100. We can't get above it. I did call to open up a short right there, remember, with the stop loss at 21,100. Still in profit. That short's in heavy profit from 20,008, 20,007 area. Not huge, though. And I believe the profit taking was when we came low there, right? But anyway, point of the story is I did put out a short, and that short is still in profit from the day we talked about it. All right. Now, this falling wedge was supposed to break to the upside. It did once, came back in, did again. So, like, it broke up and broke down twice. If you remember, I called this 7-minute breaking out in this weird way. Remember? And no other trader would do this either. I started to realize when the market maker brings you up, brings you back down, you can still keep the trade alive. You can still keep the actual, basically the, look, you still can keep the actual pattern. Like this pattern, I just delete like this never happened. I just act like we never saw that. And it's, you know, and you just act like price just went like this and it stayed inside the pattern and it's supposed to break out because that's a falling wedge. And we did to resistance though, and the high volume node, which was at 20,726. You can see, so that's why we have resistance there. All right. So another thing that I can teach you is how to keep a pattern whole even when they break it and how to maintain your thought process even when the market seems to be rocking like the structure. But nope, structure's still intact. I play on that. Also, what you look at there on the 7 is swing down to swing down, and you got like a flatter zone swing up. I mean, that's a bullish divergence. Let me delete these here for now. You don't need those. That gets in the way. But right here, that's a bullish divergence right there. You see? That's pretty flat. That's a sharp downtrend. If they cross, like if you would bring this up, it would be like this. And, you know, that's like almost perpendicular cutting right through the middle. So that is going to propel you back to the upside. So, and that's what's called bullish divergence. Now we're getting tighter in the zone, and we keep hitting lower resistance areas. Like, look, we can't get back above 20,500 now. That has to be now your resistance. And honestly, we fell below this point of control. See this right here? So Bitcoin must break back above 20,473 to remain bullish, baby. To remain bullish. Can you check? Woo. Ric Flair, baby. Woo! Yeah, remember? I was never into... My dad wouldn't let me watch wrestling. He told me it was, you know... My dad was a conservative Irish dude. He thought wrestling was for, you know, I'm not going to say it. But anyway, so I was basically not allowed to watch wrestling. Like, my dad was like, get that all, you know. So I by the age I was 8, I thought wrestling was kind of strange. You know what I mean? Men all over men. Like, it just didn't. Sorry, I just, you know, I was raised conservative Irish Catholic, you know. So my grandfather was a bricklayer, you know. So look, I mean, could we break out of this to the upside? That's the question. Let's take a look at the 15-minute time frame. 15-minute is getting overbought, and we're not able to get above resistance. Not a good look. Not a good look at all. You know, you could almost look at this like, it's kind of like, you know, you got a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. You kind of look at this like a double top with a lower top. It's almost a descending triangle in a way, too, if we flatten out the bottom in a way, you know, with just the wicks coming off. It's not a bullish pattern, in my humble opinion. Doesn't look amazing, and we're struggling below support zones. So, and this is a giant M here that's kind of, you know, falling off to the downside. So far, the 15-minute looks like it may roll over on us to the downside, all right? And we'll drop out of this pattern so far. Again, Bitcoin's going to go sideways until the meeting. I said that last night. Remember, I said I would not be surprised we're at 20,400 when the meeting comes, right? Now, the 1 hour says, you know what? I got some legs. I want to bounce to the upside. So let's look at this. 1 hour could flip the 15. We understand that. 7-minute will probably be the go-to for the catalyst. So the idea is this. Moving averages are getting tight. It's a good sign. Right? Tight moving averages in the 1 hour. The last time we had really tight moving average in the 1 hour time frame, we got a pretty big move to the upside in oversold stochastics. MACD, lack of bearish momentum. So, you know, I look at the bigger time frame, despite the 15-minute, says that we're going to move at least to the top of the pattern. I'm going to get rid of this for now, right? That's the other. That's like, see how there's two patterns? I got this pattern. I'm open-minded. Almost, I got this pattern here, 1. I got this triangle, 2. And I got this one in there, 3. I'll get rid of the falling wedge for now. It's done its purpose, right? We don't need it anymore. This is real work. This is how I work through the pattern, okay? So right now, clear as day, this is like a falling wedge hybrid. It's kind of like a Bull Bennett falling wedge. I don't know. It's got descending triangle wedge. It's interesting. It's like a hybrid. It's got a couple patterns, you know. If I had to call it, I'd call it a falling wedge, right? And I'd say that it's likely to break to the upside 68% of the time. And I'd snatch this measured move from wick to wick, all right? And this is what I got going. And this is likely to bump to the upside here. This is what we're looking at, 20,400. However, as much as I tell you that that's the probability, and we got a bit of a double bouton, a double bottom, all right? There's definitely a double bottom there. The rising wedge broke to the downside, created the double bottom. We always talk about that. I talked about this rising wedge creating a double bottom. We talked about that. Something you always want to look for. The second you see a rising wedge, you want to project a double bottom. The second you see a falling wedge, you want to project the double top, right? If you break through the double top, you should look for consolidated flag and then continue to move. Shout out to everybody here on the live. 663 people, unbelievable. 234 likes. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. We're pumping and running and keeping you going at the speed of light. You won't feel the energy anywhere else. You won't feel the movement anywhere else. You will not feel the inspiration anywhere else, baby. I show up every single day. That's my claim to fame. My work ethic is my hype, baby. My work ethic is my hype. People want this work ethic. People want the consistency. They can't get it. They're like, how did he do it? How did he do 600 straight days? How did the man keep pushing forward throughout? Because I stayed focused. I believed in God, and I'm a family man, and I got a wife behind me and a whole group of people ready to keep me moving. When you have 800 lifers that support and love you, you show up every single day, baby. So the movement is what I did. Then the movement keeps me alive. Then I keep showing up. And boom, I remember when we had 10 people on this live. I remember when there was 3 people. I got made fun of recently, just a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. The guy said, you had 3 people watching you, my guy. Like someone made fun of me. You know what I mean? And I was like, you wait and see. I said, you wait and see. Shout out to the dude who said I had 3 people watching me. How about now, baby? How about now? Hard work pays off every single time. Bang, 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 bang. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm hype, baby. I stay hype. I stay hype. My motivation keeps me hype. My work ethic keeps me hype. Like, come on, baby. Bring it. Bring it, baby. Bring it. You know what I mean? So, look, I don't like the 7 and the 15. They want to roll over. I'm telling you right now, but it doesn't mean the end of the end. We could even, look, one thing I want to do here, look. So what could happen here is that we could get a nasty dump on the 15 or the 7. I mean, likely the Fed comes out, nasty dump, comes back up into the pattern. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to move the market. They're going to use some fear to move the market today because they know they have a chance to do it. If you had your enemy backed up against the wall, you wouldn't ease up. You would keep pushing, right? You would keep pushing. These big-time institutions trade against retail. They need our money. They need to keep taking our money. That's what they do. They're so grime. So grime. You know what I mean? We don't need their money. We need to beat them, right? So I got Bookmap running because I just want to see where the liquidity lies today. But again, I bet Bookmap won't show you much. I bet it will be pretty flat on a Fed day because they're not going to show their cards right now. The elite, the big money, the whales, they're not going to show their cards. All right? Hit that like button if you love Bitcoin for the end of time. Hit that like button if you're here for crypto to the end of time. Hit that like button if you are a true crypto lifer. If you've dedicated your life to crypto. If you are here on the front lines with me to the end of time. If you're ready to give it all. If you've lost it all, come back and made it all back. If you're a true crypto lifer like me, hit that like button. Let me see your heart. Let me see your movement. Let me see your passion for crypto, baby. Let's go. I got the Labradorite heart every single day. The Labradorite heart, baby. What you know. What you know. Intuition. Strong intuition. Appreciate you all for being here. So look, we're looking at this falling wedge possibly breaking to the upside. 68% chance. So if we look at the shape alone, the shape says we have a 68% chance of breaking to the upside. We have a bit of a double bottom, but we got to get through the 15 and the 7-minute minutia. All right? Bang, bang, bang. Sam, you rock. Just needed to be said. P.S. Laundry is done. Thank you for that, man. You heard the laundry in the bell in the background? Yeah. Are you ready? Are you really in crypto? If you haven't lost it all and made it back and then 10x'd that, sheesh. I know, it's true, man. Totally. You got to lose it all, make it back again. That's how you know you're true, because you've been at rock bottom and you've made it all the way back. And then you recognize what it's like to be at the bottom. You recognize, and that's how you help other people. If you've never hit the bottom, then you have no compassion for people at the bottom. You know what I mean? And that's the problem with a lot of these elites and these politicians. They've never not been at a 5-course meal. Everything's been picked up, and since they were kids, they've been waltzed around to the nicest schools, and they don't know what it's like to grind. They don't know what it's like to sleep in the projects at 138 in Grand Concourse. I do. I was there with my Dominican buddy, man. Shout out to my buddy Flight. If he's ever out there listening to the live, man, Flight, my Dominican boy. I was 21 years old, 19 years old. I'm sleeping in the projects, 139th in Grand Concourse. Everyone there thinks I'm a D-Tech because they never seen a white dude there. They're like, who's this white dude? I was nervous. I was like, man, this is crazy. But you know what? My man's like, I got you, man. No one messes with you. Everybody knows me. I've been in the project 20 years, you know? So, and honestly, my whole life, I wanted to see all different types of life. I wanted to understand what it was like. You know, I would sit with a bum. You know, I remember one year I came out of a W hotel. I was partying all night. I'm like 20 years old. I see a bum in the corner. I'm like, what's up, man? I talked to this dude for 3 hours about his life, you know, and I just sit there and and you know what's funny? Every time I did that, I almost like God was teaching me. And man, a bum will tell you their whole lives. They're like, man, I had kids, like I had it all. And then like I started doing drugs. My wife left me. I don't even know where my kids are anymore. Now I'm out here. And you're like, damn, man, you had a wife and family, like you had kids. And I moved to LA. I used to sit on the street and listen to the bums. And I was in Venice Beach. A lot of homeless out there, you know, late at night. And my sister lived a block from the beach. So she would go to her boyfriend's house and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to sleep. And I'd do whatever on the roof. And then I'd go out to the beach and I'd talk to all the homeless people. And my whole life, I connected to the homeless and I would ask them questions and they would teach me so much. Like I'm telling you right now, the homeless, man, New York City, I would sit and talk to homeless people. A couple times a month, I'd have at least a 1 to 2 hour talk. And they were some of the smartest people you ever meet. They knew a lot, man. They paid attention. Yeah, they were crazy. Yeah, they ended up on the street, but they also had a different perspective. And I know you think I'm nuts, but I learned so much from homeless people, man. Like so much in my life, like sitting with them, talking with them, man. And some of them were some of the smartest people I ever met. Like they could regurgitate history. And I knew they had read tons of books in the library. Like I'm telling you, like you write someone off just because they're on the street sitting there. You have no clue. They might have some deep intelligence for you and you'd walk right by them and have no clue. So I learned at a young age that knowledge comes from all over and God gives you knowledge everywhere. And the more humble you are, the more God provides. God's like, all right, the average person will walk right by this bum, but you're going to sit here. I'm going to provide you with some gold. And I learned that gold is in all different places. And I've used everything I've learned to get where I'm at today. All the different people I met, every little thing I used, every little piece of knowledge, every little conversation I had, I wrote it down or I thought about something. I said, man, that's interesting. That could help me on my way. Thank you for that insight, you know? And listening is key, right? Listening, you got one mouth and two ears. I mean, I talk a lot, I get it, but listening is key. Listening is key, right? I watched so many videos to get where I'm at today. So look, 1 hour time frame wants to move, 4 hour time frame wants to move. I like the long when the 1 hour and the 4 hour are low, generally speaking, right? Generally speaking. And we're also just going to bring this here. We also at this, like we have a pretty good level of resistance of support here. This is a pretty strong support zone. Resistance, fell through, bounced. And so can Bitcoin hold above this volume node? Can Bitcoin, and if it does, if Bitcoin falls, it's falling right down to 19,100. I've been saying that forever because there's just not a lot of support. It's definitely falling to about 19,679. That's for sure. And we'll go from there. So we're want to watch this closely. I don't like the 15 and the 7. We're going to have to get through them. They're pointing down, but supportive resistance could kick in. Anything is happening. Anything could happen. Let's take a look here. If you're not open-minded, then you're not open-minded. Like either you believe you're going to become a billionaire or you don't. If you're open-minded, then you believe you could become a billionaire. Everyone in this chat could become a billionaire. You might come up with a product. You might do something. You might be depressed with no money in a hole right now. 3 years from now, you might be a completely different person. You might become a millionaire in the next 2 years. Then you might develop a product. Then you might invest. And then something might happen. And you never know where you're going to end up. Someone in this chat definitely could become a billionaire, in my humble opinion. I truly believe it. Everyone should believe that they have a chance to becoming a billionaire. Everyone should believe that there's an open chance. Because if you don't believe there's an open chance, then there isn't. You know what I mean? You know, a horrible story, but you're in a building. Earthquake happens. You're underneath, right? You don't think you can get out. Then you're not going to get out. But you're like, maybe there's a hole, maybe there's a way, maybe I can, and you yell and you scream and you dig, and somehow you eventually get saved, and you're like, but if you didn't believe you were going to get saved, then you might not have. Now, you might not believe you get saved and still get saved. I get it. Things happen. But your belief and your push are really going to help your life out in so many different ways. Your own ability to recycle your own energy is a huge advantage to your life. I'm telling you right now. Your ability to recycle your energy is a huge advantage to your life. So this could possibly be an inverted head and shoulder. It's ugly. It's not perfect, but it has the feels. It has the feels, and it could be the one thing that kind of gets us out of the sticky scenario here back to the upside. We do not want to break this green zone. We do not want to break this bottom trend line. It's a very strong trend that's been holding. So let's see what can happen as we get into that Fed meeting. But right now, I say sideways until the Fed meeting comes. And honestly, because I've seen this before too. Danny Boy here will be the first millionaire, followed by many others here. Shout out to Danny, man. I know you will be. We already have millionaires in the trading group. I'll be honest. We have a few people that are multi-millionaires, own multiple businesses. You know what I mean? They like my drive. They like my hustle. Some are older men that see me grind and they want to help me. Some are young people that want to jump on in everything, you know. Boom, 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 right? Mask just continues to bang on them. And who put Mask on the radar? Who put Mask on the radar? Lifers. The lifers did. We are in the hottest coin today. Again, how many days do we wake up? We're in the hottest coin of the day. It's us, baby. It's us. It's the lifers, man. We don't stop. We don't stop. Remember someone asked me about CTI? Remember you guys made me deep dive this 2 days ago? So if you're on my channel, you would have known about what this coin was. We deep dived it. We went over it, right? It's supposed to be to help. Remember, I have a photographic memory. It is to help clinical trials, right? Does everyone remember what it was for? Clinical trials, right? Clintex, clinical trials. It's to speed up clinical trials. You know. Boom shakalaka, man. Where did boom shakalaka come from? What's your expectation? I believe it's going to be 75 basis points. They really haven't said anything about lowering or pivoting. 75 basis points, in my humble opinion, is coming. But again, remember, we gave this to you just the other day. We went over this. We deep dived it, and we talked about what it is. I wasn't a huge fan of it, right? So I didn't really do a crazy, analysis of it. It could continue to go to the upside. It's in a nice little flag here, Clintex, right? And it's on KuCoin. KuCoin's got everything. Like, KuCoin does not play. They went and got, like, every decentralized coin out there during this bear market. Like, they were like, oh, people are going to go to MetaMask instead of us? No. They really stepped up their game. They competed with MetaMask, in my humble opinion. They weren't competing with MetaMask in the last rally. You had to go to MetaMask, get all those coins. Now, they're quick to grab them up. So this is something interesting on the radar. Clintex, CTI. I would wait for the 1 hour to come on down. I put 2 alerts here, right? And we'll know about that when that happens. And I'll even put a blue line like right here. Simple. When price action passes the blue line, it's going to give you an alert. It's a really simple way to set alerts. Like, I thought about it one day. I'm like, oh, it has to pass the blue line. And I could even move it a little closer. Like, so when it passes the blue line, if it stays sideways, then it's more likely to pop. If it's already gone, then I missed it. It is what it is. It's okay. Latentry continued to pump. We talked about it down here. They would do that little stop pump and then boom. But I was looking at Latentry. Lit is one of the favorite coins we do like to trade here. Lit, baby, lit. Let's take a look at the DXY. You got to look at the DXY, especially on a day like today. So look, we've been tracking the DXY. I called the top on it right around here. I called a reversal here too, to the downside, saying that the DXY cannot go up anymore. It's in a rising wedge. It had bearish divergence. The 2-week chart was spent. The 1-month chart was spent. The weekly chart was getting overbought. So we went over this many, many times. All right. So the big picture is that we're falling down this falling wedge. Resistance, and we hit resistance again. Now we're going to zoom in. I know you can't see what's going on there. We're going to zoom in for you, and we're going to break it down. Let's take a look at the 15-minute and talk about what's happening inside of this triangle. Now, a lot like Bitcoin. See how they're both kind of following each other? So we can get rid of our old work. We had this rising wedge that did break to the downside, but we got caught by support with the double bottom. We had this falling wedge that was supposed to break to the upside, which did. And then we made this nice little flag here, and I was praying, even though the 15-minute was low, the 1 hour was low, that we did not break out of this flag. I was like, that's not good. I said, we cannot go higher than this. I said, this flag has to dump. And thank God it did. It didn't make it to the measured move. yada, 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 right? And then we were talking about, can this make the M pattern? And I had this here saying, can we make the M and dump to the downside? We did. We hit resistance and we dumped lower. Really, really beautiful. We did not want to see the dollar go above 111 last night. Remember I said I do not want to see a $112. We do not want to see that. Now we have a beautiful resistance coming in here at 111.41, 111.50. It'd be nice if the dollar didn't get above that. And look, the 15-minute is about to tank on us. You know, it could possibly make a right shoulder. And then you're going to have this like shoulder, this kind of head and right shoulder. I see that, but we'll play it by ear. We'll play it by eye, one step at a time here. Right now, I am seeing a resistance, though, for the dollar at this level, and I'd like to see it roll over yet again. So roll over here, get tight, and honestly, it's a symmetrical it's basically an ascending triangle. They're 50-50. When you play them exactly the way they're supposed to be played, they don't have the advantage of a bull pennant. They have less of an advantage. So this is likely to drop to the downside, it's a 50-50 shot. So your measured move is the length of the base of the triangle. So if it breaks out, you're going all the way back up here to 112. Horrible. Hit control, and you don't even have to hit the clone button. Hit control, and you can just grab any line you want right off another line. Like if I hit control, I can grab this. Pretty cool. Oh, it actually grabs both. It's pretty nifty. Look, now it grabs all three. I didn't know that. That's crazy. So look. Hey, you find something new. Isn't that crazy? I use this every day, and I found something new today. Like, come on, man. If that doesn't inspire you, I do this every day, and I just found something new. So that means that there's something new in your life that you're about to do, even though you do the same thing all the time. Something new is going to come into your life. You're going to find something different today. Today may be the greatest day of your entire life. You may meet the woman of your dreams today. You may meet the man of your dreams. You know? You never know. Today could become the great... If you believe it's going to be the greatest day, then it may. If you believe it's going to be a whack day, then it may. You know what I mean? Sometimes I have woken up not too happy, and then it ended up being the greatest day ever, though. So sometimes your attitude can change with the ways, but your attitude can help if you keep it positive, right? So look, we want to see this roll over, and what this would do is this would keep Bitcoin inside its pattern again, and this is a good sign. So we want to see that the dollar index doesn't get above 111.50, 111.40. We want to see it begin to dump here on the 15-minute time frame. If that happens, we're going to be in some pretty good shape. All right. So watch this roll over. This rolls over. Bitcoin will stay inside the pattern. See how that works? See how my mind can see where Bitcoin is and the dollar index and kind of keep them in tandem in my brain at the same time? Okay. Because I don't put anything else in my brain but these charts. And love for my kids and my wife, and then love for my trading group. I'm not on TikTok all day. I'm not going into politics screaming and yelling. I'm not on Twitter bugging out. I'm not letting my emotions get the best of me. That's what they're trying to do. Every single news station's trying to wow up your emotions, trying to get you going. If you stay in the charts, you begin to remove emotions, and show me the charts and I'll show you the news. I don't need to hear them. I need to see the charts, baby. I need to see the charts. So look, that catalyst for the 1 hour time frame dumping could help this push to the upside, or at least stay inside this triangle. Again, big movement coming, sideways behavior. If I had to call it, I'm going to make a call. Everyone wants me to say something, right? So I'll make a call, all right? I believe the Fed goes 75 basis points. It gets baked in, and we have a little bit of like an up and down movement for a second. And for the most part, Bitcoin just continues sideways, and then we get a pump. Bitcoin's been bullish. The dollar, in my opinion, has topped. So, I got some really interesting news, though, right? This is insane. The U.S. will weaponize the dollar by backing it with Bitcoin. Breaking news. The U.S. will weaponize the dollar by backing it with Bitcoin. Smartest thing I've ever heard. I mean, great decision. I love the U.S. I don't like putting the U.S. dollar down personally, right? I was born in Boston, Freedom Trail, all that, Revolutionary War, 1F by land, 2F by sea, all that, right? So I don't like putting down the dollar, but I like making my country whole. I want people to be whole. I don't want people losing their wealth hand over fist. So I'm going to teach you basically how I was able to make my money with Bitcoin, right? And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice, but I can show you my life. I can show you what I did. And I'm not saying you need to do that. You do whatever makes you happy. You got to find out your status, your style. But I can give you a picture into my life, which most people don't, right? They hide it. They don't want you to know how they got successful because they're afraid. They're afraid. They live in fear. Other people will get successful and then they won't be as rich. Oh, I believe in God. My loyalty goes to God and nobody else. You know what I mean? I'm loyal to God and nobody else. I'll tell that right now. If I'm loyal to God, then I'm going to be good to you. By putting God first, you're good to everybody, because if you believe God is first, then everyone's a creation of God. So you can't hurt others because they're all a creation. You know what I mean? So by believing God, you innately treat other people better because you believe they're all beautiful creations of God. And so how could you treat a creation of God in a bad manner if you believe in God? Like, that's like, it's insane. It doesn't make sense. So believing in God takes care of a lot of other issues. You'll take care of your body because you believe the body is a temple that God gave you, right? So you'll work out and you'll be better to yourself. Like, so many things will align. And again, I didn't always believe in God the way I do now. God had to kind of come into my life. Things had to happen for me to really see the light. And I pray that every one of you has an enlightenment like I had. And it came through my channel and through everything that I do. All right. So shout out to you all. Thank you for being here. And I love you all. God bless you all. So the U.S. will weaponize the dollar by backing it with Bitcoin. The Bitcoin milkshake theory. Most people believe the monetization of Bitcoin will mostly hurt the United States as the country with its current global currency. I disagree. The demonetization of Bitcoin benefits one nation disproportionately more than any other country. Like it, welcome it, or ban it, the U.S. is the country that will benefit most from the monetization of Bitcoin. Bitcoin will help extend the life of the USD longer than many can conceptualize. And this article explains why. So many choose to adopt quasi-gold standard like Russia recently has. Some may even choose to adopt the Chinese yuan or the euro as their local medium of exchange. Some regions could copy what the shadow of government Myanmar have done and adopt their Tether stablecoin as legal tender. They did that in Myanmar? Wow. Most importantly, some of these countries will adopt Bitcoin. For the countries that may adopt Bitcoin, it'll be too volatile to make economic calculations and use as a unit of account when it's still early in its adoption curve. We are here. Look at that. Look at the adoption curve for Bitcoin. You are so early and you don't realize it. You are so early and you don't realize it. Like, if you're accumulating Bitcoin right now, you're accumulating wealth for your family. Like, your kids are going to be wealthier than everyone else. Like, your kids are going to have so much bread. And people are like, oh, it's too early for Bitcoin. They don't get it. They don't understand what's happening. Despite what the consensus narrative is surrounding those who say Bitcoin's volatility is decreasing because the institutions have arrived, I strongly believe this is not a take rooted in reality. In a previous article written in late 2021 analyzing Bitcoin's adoption, I outlined why I believe the volatility of Bitcoin will continue to increase from here as it travels to 500 to 1 million to even 5 million per coin. I think Bitcoin will still be too volatile to use as a true unit of account until it breaches 8 figures in today's dollars, or once it absorbs 30% of the world's wealth. He's right, because we need all the wealth in it for it to fully stabilize, right? For this reason, I believe the countries who will adopt Bitcoin will also be forced to adopt the US dollar specifically as a unit of account. Countries adopting Bitcoin standard will be a Trojan horse for continued global dominance. Put aside your opinions on whether stablecoins are ishcoins for a second. With recent developments such as the Taro bringing stablecoins to the Lightning Network, imagine the possibility of moving stablecoins around the world instantly and for nearly zero fees. The Federal Reserve of Cleveland seems to be paying close attention to these developments as they recently published a paper titled The Lightning Network, Turning Bitcoin into Money. I'm just saying, this is a big deal. This is a big deal. The U.S. will weaponize the dollar by backing it with Bitcoin. I mean, I've never heard such beautiful things in my life, because that kind of completes the whole story, right? And kind of settles us into the future in a lovely, lovely way. So I'm loving that. I hope you're loving it too. Let's jump into some more news real quick while we're banging on the news here. Fed preview, dovish forward guidance, not enough to save the market. Investors seem confident that the central bank will continue its rate hikes this week with a 75 basis point increase on Wednesday, followed by 50 basis points in December. Even if he leads to a 50 basis point in December, that's bullish. If he even just talks about the dovishness in December, I think we're going to get a little bit of a spike in the market. So I like what we're seeing here. I'm into it. And I'm ready for this meeting. I can't wait. We'll be live for the meeting, everybody. I'll be doing live commentary. We both live it together, and then I say a few things. We look at the charts. I have the Bitcoin chart up at the same time. We look at Bookmap. It's fun. Last time we watched a 32-second chart just do something amazing. I've never seen anything like it during the meeting. So we've had some anomalies during the meeting, some amazing things. Some of my biggest viewership, too. 8,000, 7,000 viewers in the last one. It blew us out of the water. It put my channel on the map. So jump on in today when we look at it. We're going to have it ready. We're going to have it rocked and loaded. You're not going to have to look for it. You're going to have to know where it is. And you're going to have awesome, intelligent commentary kind of as we go through it. So I think you'll love it. I will love it. I can't wait to do it. That's why I do that extra stream every time the Fed does it. Also, it's what we're looking at. I'm not going to trade until the Fed meeting's over, so I really have nothing to do anyway. I'm going to sit there and watch that meeting. So I might as well watch it with each and every one of you, monetize that meeting, hang out, get it on the channel, and produce. Serial entrepreneuriate, you know? So investors seem confident the Federal Reserve will continue to raise the rates. Future rate is an 8.75 chance of a 75 basis point on Tuesday. Right? And you can look at the CME group data, and we have a watch tool here. And right here, you can see there's an 89% chance we're going to a 75 basis point. And we've been pretty spot on these. They've really been right on. And I truly believe we're going to have it, right? 3 hours, 3 minutes, and 33. See, 3333. Oh, my God. Like, every time I do something, it's on the 333. That was crazy. That was crazy. What are the odds, man? I would come there right when that happened. So insane. But it's always the 333. Every single time I do anything, you got to expect it. Ripple. Stasis integrates biggest Euro stablecoin on the XRP ledger. The largest Euro-backed stablecoin in the crypto ecosystem is now available on Ripple's ledger XRPL. According to the Stasis team, the integration of XRPL, which begins in February, was completed yesterday. Yours is the leading Euro stablecoin and ranks among the top 10 stablecoins worldwide with tens of thousands of users. Along with the XRP Foundation community, Ripple provided Stasis with the technical support to make integration possible. Interesting. Now I'm thinking about different stablecoins. If the Euro tanks and it gets low, then you might as well switch into the Euro stablecoin. Because if you think the Euro is going to start moving up in value, right? So if you can find the bottom of the Euro, then it's good to kind of move your right? I think if you can find the bottom of the Euro, you could move your stablecoins. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't do anything I'm saying. I'm just talking out loud. But you find the bottom of the Euro, and then you move your tether into Euro, and then you start trading, right, crypto in the Euro. The Euro goes up 10% that year, and your initial currency goes up as you're trading cryptocurrency. Now I see there's another way to trade. I can start adding 4x into my crypto trading. Insane. My mind is going. Don't get me started over here. Don't get me started. A Boston guy with an idea. Oh. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Appreciate you all for coming on in. Crypto exchange Deribit loses 28 million in hot wallet hack. Pauses withdrawals. Deribit. Oh no. Deribit hot wallet compromised, but client funds are safe and losses covered by company reserves. Our hot wallet was hacked for 28 million earlier this evening, just before midnight. Usually it's an inside job. For all you know, it could be a cleaning guy watching too closely. He could set up a camera behind you that you don't know about. Lipstick camera, small camera, can watch you put in your passwords, then access that camera, then put in your passwords. Just be very careful. Whenever you're doing anything in a public space, if you're part of a company, just be careful who's around you, who's watching you. Be careful. I'm not saying that's what happened, but a lot of these things tend to be inside jobs, right? So it is what it is. So Fed Preview, Dovish, CME Fed Watch Tool, we got that going on. And Ripple, starting to make one of the biggest, that's a big deal. One of the biggest European stablecoins running on Ripple. If you don't think that's a big deal, I mean, come on now. So we're sideways as expected. Can we make a move to the upside? I don't like how the 7 is staying above this area here, overbought. Not a good look. Not a good look. 15-minute also overbought. I do not like to open longs when the 15-minute and the 7 are overbought. The only time I see it move like that is when we get a bit of a short squeeze. We are looking at the liquidity, but again, I mean, I guess you have something here at 20,550, but showing you flat zones, right? We might go low to 20,350 really. That's all we're seeing is a big buy there. 600 Bitcoins down there. What I like to see, though, is they're not too stacked below 20,000. So it's showing that, you know, if we go any lower, we do see some heavy buy orders at 20K, supporting the $20,000 narrative that we may hold 20K. So, again, I've been pointing out the fact that we've bottomed numerous times. I show so many bottom indicators, it's ridiculous. Does anybody want to see my bottom indicators? If we get to, I just want to know, because a lot of people have watched my stream. How many people have never been to the stream before? How many people have never seen this live stream before? This is your first time at this innovative, amazing, high energy, beautiful radio voice. And, you know, well put together, dressed live stream. Who's ever been to this live stream, baby? Does anyone want to see my bottom indicators? I've done them to the point of no return for the last month and a half straight. People might be like, nah, I've seen them already. I get it. But if there's any new people that are like, you know what, I'll do it towards the end of the live, we'll do it. All right. Here every morning, my first at 10, baby. Wow, Fun Zone. Shout out to you, Fun Zone. May you stay blessed and loved. Thank you for coming on into the live. First time here. Wow, a lot of people sailing crypto. First time. My third stream first. Wow, a lot of first people. Carry codes. This ain't your first, man. I've seen you here many times. Shout out to you, Kerry. Thank you for coming on in. Unless it's another Kerry Coates. You never know. Me. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Appreciate you for coming on in. I'm curious. Let's see it. I love when people say you're so humble. So because I have a nice voice, I'm not humble. Because I think I'm a good-looking person, I'm not humble. Like, that's garbage. Because I believe God made me in a beautiful way, I'm not humble. That's garbage. Confidence and being humble are two different things. Being humble is saying like this, you know what? Like I talk to homeless people in the streets. Like that's humble. Like realizing that your money means nothing. That's humble. When you make tons of money, telling everyone that it's because of God and not because of yourself, that's humble. And I preach God all day long. Like if I was an unhumble person, I'd be like, look at me. Look at all I've done. I give everything I have to God. Like I basically am a God is my biggest affiliate. I say that all the time. Like, I work for God. Like, God is my biggest affiliate. Like, God pays me the most. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. I can't stand that whole, like, you're not humble because you're confident in yourself. You know what I mean? Like, that makes me want to tell you to get lost. You know what I mean? Like, and that's a negative statement. Anyway, I keep it real. You know what I mean? I keep it as real as I can. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not here to cater to every single thing that you like or don't like about me. I'm here to teach you this. I'm here to show up every single day. I'm here to show you how to inspire yourself to produce every single day. Like, I show up every single day. Like, I don't even have to say a word, man. Just watch what I do. Why don't you keep your mouth shut and your ears open, baby? Shout out to each and every one of you for coming on into the live. I love you. Let's take a look at the super chats. We got Woo, Link, we got Bitcoin Cash, we got EGLD. Everybody, send in a super chat if you want to know what's going down in the market. If you want to look at your coin, have some fun, do a deep dive, let me know. Let's start off with that Woo network, baby. Let's start off with that Woo. Woo! Let's start off with that Woo network. The Woo network here on KuCoin. All right. So you can see I talked about the Woo network, possibly breaking out here. Did. Then it was in a flag, gave that flag up. I like when you make a flag outside of an ascending triangle, but we didn't get it. That was a good trade, though, right there. You can see possible buy zone. That went up 40% from that move. See? Boom. So we did hit that trade. Then we draw a fib. We were trying to find out where it could retrace. It bounced up to 706 and then started to make a move back to the upside. We're going to delete everything and we're going to rework the pattern. So Woo Network is attempting to double bottom. You can see it. Like, you had your low here, you have your secondary higher low. Looks a lot like Render did, right? When Render was about to make a bit of a move here. So that's a double bottom, pure as day. Let's take a look here. You're at a heavy resistance and you're making a bit of a flag. It's a slight cup and heady here, right? So let's get our cup here on the Woo Network. You're making a little bit of a handle here to the downside. Likely to come all the way down to that point of control, and you still have some move to the downside. 4 hours spent, though. Telling you that you may actually be at the end of your rope here. Interesting enough. 4 hour is spent trying to make a move to the upside. Let's take a look at the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour actually has a little bit of legs to the upside too as well. Let's look at our 15. 15 minutes is not in my place for entry, but this is interesting. So now I zoom back in here, and I'm going to take a look at the bigger support and resistance areas that we need to watch. All right. So let's look. You're so humble. I just keep hearing that. Like, what a lame-o, man. Sorry. I just can't stand lame people. You know what I mean? Low energy lame-os. Like, they just don't do it for me. I like confident, beautiful, loving people that are full of love, don't live in fear, and keep it moving. Those are the people I gravitate towards. Those are the people I want in my life. The people that are willing to smile, the people that are willing to be vulnerable, the people that are willing to let themselves go, the people that are willing to laugh, the people that still have their inner child, that never give up on their inner child. Second you get too serious, you've missed the boat, baby. You've missed the boat, So, look, we do have a bit of, a bounce there in an area. Good morning, Sam. Could you look at ETN? Much appreciated, bro. Definitely. Shout out to CLX for the $10 super chat. May God bless you and yours, baby. Thank you for the $10, baby. Woo! Shout out to you, baby. Thank you for jumping on in. Link, Bitcoin Cash, EGLD, and Electronium. I still own Electronium. I'm trying to get it back from the Cryptopia scam. You know what I mean? They're starting to do identity. I may actually get my Electronium back, which is kind of crazy. I bought it in 2017 for like $2 or $3 grand. At one point, it was up to like $7,000, $8,000, $9,000. It was a big come up, and boom, it disappeared. So this 8 hour suggests that the Woo Network may make a big move here out of this falling wedge. However, this yellow line will have to hold. If it doesn't, we could drop down to that lower point of control here, right? That I just popped back in there. See that? So I'm watching this closely. I'm not guaranteeing a bit of a move, but it is something on the on the radar that I would start to watch. What I like to do is I look at like the 1 hour time frame or the 15 minute. I'm going to set an alert here on the middle 15 minute. Just so when Woo comes back down there, it's going to let me know. I'm also going to put a blue line right here and put an alert here. When Woo crosses the blue line, I'm going to know where the price action is. It's going to just keep me up to date in the next, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 150 minutes, right? Because that's 15 minutes times 10, 150 minutes. And I should be able to find out what's going on. That's how I do this. So I look and I do my analysis, set my alerts, and then you don't have to do your analysis again. Your alerts will take care of you, okay? Let's keep it moving. Let's take a look at Link. Chainlink is on the radar. They're going to integrate something big. Staking is coming out in December for Chainlink. A lot of people are going to start jumping into Chainlink to get into the staking rewards. I'm telling you right now. Look at that shoulder, head, and shoulder broke to the upside for Chainlink. Let's rework the pattern. Let's see what we got going on for Chainlink. Chainlink, I started getting into Chainlink and talking about it at $1.78. You can watch me bringing it up on my channel when my channel first began. Somewhere, like, because I started in September, but somewhere in like February of 2020, maybe even before that, I'm talking about Chainlink, baby. And why I believe it was going to go to like $40 to $50 a coin from $1. And Chainlink would do damage. We all thought it would go to $300 though. We were assuming Chainlink was going to go even bigger. I still think Chainlink will get pretty big in the long term. I see Chainlink getting to $100 to $150 a coin in the next 5 years, maybe even more than that. So I'd be curious. This next bull run may be Krakatoa. We could see things you never even thought possible. So I like the 3-day chart. It's just getting started and it's breaking out. You can see it's clearly broken out, and it says it has a pretty big measured move for the 3-day chart. Could take about 9 to 12 days depending, but that's a 42% gain for Chainlink. And we'll have to get through this 9.5 resistance in this area here too as well, but it's got this strong support. 597 possibly is the bottom for Chainlink. Again, if Bitcoin dumps to 10K, that's going to change everything, and this is going to dump down and you're going to get lower prices. But that's basically the lowest Chainlink's ever been on the KuCoin exchange, right? It came out here at about 757, went as low as 523. It's back up. And honestly, from the low, it's back up pretty nicely, right? It went to a bottom of 516. It's already back to 779. I mean, that's pretty awesome. That's like a 70 to 80% gain. Like, let's look. 45, sorry, on the wick. Yeah, about a 54% gain. Interesting. I usually do math better than that. It's like I'm a little embarrassed there. Anyway, there's your point of control. If we stay above the point of control, you're likely to head all the way to your next high volume node area because you're going to skip through this and you're going to end up somewhere in here. So it's telling me that Chainlink could actually get all the way to about 1597 based on the VRVP on the right. What is the VRVP? It's showing me where the high volume is, showing me where people like to buy and sell things. And once you leave a high volume node, it's very similar to like a harbor where everyone wants to buy and sell. You're not going to go to the tiny little harbors. You leave Boston, you get all the way to Philly. You want to go to the next big liquidity zone so you can sell your goods and services. Same idea here. Same idea. So once you leave where all the buying and selling happens, you go through the open seas till you get to the next zone. The next zone will usually coincide with some type of consolidation, some type of price action. I'll tell you what, Chainlink fell pretty fast. That means when it gets on a tear, it can rip. Up until this area, then it will have a lot more issues, but it can move pretty fast back to the $27 area. You could see a 4X faster than you realize for Chainlink. So Chainlink on my radar on the 3-day chart, just getting started, showing signs of life. We take a look at our daily, and our daily's overbought like the entire market. And this is the outlier. This is the thing I've been looking at. Like, what we're going to have to see is we're going to have to get like a daily that just goes sideways. Like, so we want this to make a flag, and we want the daily to reset. I'll put an alert here for Chainlink on the daily time frame. When that alert resets, I'll be looking into it. Chainlink is hot, and I believe because of the December staking, definitely something that you may want to get your hands into, and I believe it can get all the way back up in here to this $15 region, not too fast, maybe even getting up to 18 before 2023 is over. So, Sam, if you agree with you about the bottom being in and longs can't be liquidated, why would anyone want to buy anything but an L and just hold long term? Am I looking at it wrong? Thanks, brother. Because L tokens, number one, rebalance every couple of weeks. So you can't just sit in an L token forever, number one, all right? Number two, exchanges go down, things happen, and L token's not having Bitcoin on your hardware wallet. See, everyone's all about making money. I'm about procuring my wealth. If I already have 100 grand and I buy Bitcoin, so everyone's like, I need 100 grand, turn it into 300 grand, and they go to exchange, they go to Celsius, they lose half of it, something happens, they get hacked. But if they had it nicely on their hardware wallet 10 years from now, they'd be sitting on millions of dollars. So, like, I'm not greedy. A lot of people are greedy, and that's why they'd end up with nothing. If you're humble and you just chip away and you get a little bit each year, you get more than you had the year before, you're going to be in a good spot of longevity trading. And so no one looks at trading like a little chip away thing. They all want to be a big shot. They all want to make the money immediately. They all want to look, hey, look at me, I did 10x and all this crazy stuff, And again, like, I get it. And we all come into the game to try to change the game. We want to, we have dreams of changing our lives and doing something amazing, I'll tell you, man, this is going to sound boastful, but I'm just telling you the truth. If my life if what I do is boastful, then it's my life. I'm just telling you my life. I'm sorry if my life seems a little extreme to most people, but look, I can teach you so much. I've made $2,000 in 1 hour. I've done that, right? Boom. Even when I teach class, right? If I can get 20 people to sign up, that's $2,000 in 1 hour. Boom. I've done that. And that's entrepreneuring. I can teach anyone how to entrepreneur, how to get what they know out to the masses. Boom. Now, I've also made $2K in 1 hour trading. Boom. So I've done it in more than one way, right? I've made $200,000 in a month. I've done that. I've made $500 in an hour. I've done that. I've turned 10K into 500,000. I've done that. You know, the most I ever made in a day was over $15,000. Done that. SafeMoon, I turned $2,500 into $275,000. Cake, I turned $1,800 into $136,000. And who cares? You know, but the point is, money does not do it for me anymore, right? I hit all the highs that it can bring. Okay, maybe not all the highs, I said. You know, there's still a few, right? Like I could, you know, live in a $10 million mansion on the beach and stuff like that. That's cool, right? But the question is, what is my destiny? Now I realize that teaching is my path and my destiny, and the rush from the money has faded. And to keep the devil away, I praise God and credit God for all that I've received in this life, right? And so the point of it is, it's saying like, okay, you're going to get into this game and you have dreams. You have dreams of 10Xing. You have dreams of 100Xing. What are you going to do when you do it? You're going to 100X. You're going to check it off your list. And it's like, then you're going to be like, okay, I did it. Like I turned the money into a lot of money. Now you're going to be like, well, what was it? Because you're going to realize that you were just chasing the money. And once you made the money, you're going to be like, you know what I mean? I'm just here for the lifer parties. Oh, we're going to have crazy parties. I learn every day something new from Sammy. This education is never ending, and there's always new information, man. Kerry, I love you for saying that. What you mean, the L token resets? It goes back to zero? If so, what happens to the money when you're holding it? It rebalances. They rebalance it. It's not the worst, but just be careful. You know what I mean? You don't want to hold a rebalanced token. That's nothing. I turned 200K into zero in 3 weeks. 50X lever trading. I also lost tons of money on my way to make money. I lost $13,000 trading a stock called GALA. I haven't even looked at it since then. GALA, man. Like, you know what I mean? So anything can happen to you in your life. And I'm not trying to boast. I'm trying to tell you that who cares about the money? You know what I mean? You got to find a passion. Money is not going to keep you moving. Once you hit it, you're going to have to find passion. That's why people fall into drugs. That's why all these famous people. Tom Petty died recently of an overdose. I cannot believe that. He traveled the world. Everybody knew him. He had everything at his fingertips. Look at the 777s. Every time I'm out here, it's the 777s lately. I don't know what it is. Chainlink 777s. But, you know, Tom Petty had the world, man. He had the whole world at his fingertips. See the 777s down there? He had the whole world at his fingertips, you know? Everybody knew him. He was famous. He had achieved so much. What was he doing? 60 years old, still, you know what I mean? What was he doing? Like, I always ask myself, like, and they had all the money in the world. They could go to any restaurant. They could go to travel to any beach. They could have seen anything. Even if, you know what? Once you get that rich, why don't you just start picking places in the world to go to? I'm going to go to this waterfall in Nairobi. I'm going to go to the Azores Islands and just keep traveling. I don't know, man. I guess people get lost. I guess they get faded. I don't know what happens, and I hope it never happens to me. And that's why money is great. But you got to be close to God, because money can change your life in a way, and it could take you down a road you don't want to go on. If you're not humble, money will accentuate whatever you are. If you're a dark, evil person, money will make you more dark and evil. If you're a gluttonous person, money will make you more gluttonous. If you're a loving person, money will make you more loving. If you're a godly person, money will make you more godly. Like, it will add to whatever you did to get it. That's my best, the best thing I could say, right? Let's get back into the charts. Let me stop my preaching for the day. But again, I like Chainlink. I'm going to keep it in this flag on the daily time frame, and I got an alert on it, and that's how I'm going to stay privy to what's happening to Chainlink, all right? But I do like Chainlink, and it's on my radar. Shout out to anyone who brought up Chainlink, baby, Chainlink. One of my long-term holds, Chainlink. $1.78. I'm talking about Chainlink on my channel, baby. Bitcoin Cash. No one's asked about Bitcoin Cash in a long time. This thing used to battle Bitcoin. It used to be like go neck and neck, and when Bitcoin went up, this would go up. I mean, it is still looking like, you know, like kind of in the dumps like Bitcoin is, and if Bitcoin dumps, it'll go lower. But look, Bitcoin Cash at one point, $1,600. I was getting into Bitcoin Cash when it went to $2,700, when it was on Binance. Look, if we look at the Binance chart, because I was trading it, it has a long history. A long history. Right here, look, December 2019. Actually, no, even before that. I was trading this before that. Maybe I was trading it on Bittrex, but I've been trading Bitcoin Cash for a long time. Let me see if there's a... Yeah, here they go. Yeah, since August of 2000. So I started getting in here. And I started buying Bitcoin Cash. It was one of my biggest trades of my life. I got in at $600, and I rode it all the way to 2,700. Now, it'll go higher. At this point, Bitcoin was like 7,000, and Bitcoin Cash was 44,000. And everyone was saying that Bitcoin Cash was going to come over Bitcoin. It was crazy. And there was this new thing called SegWit coming out. And everyone was like, what's going to happen to SegWit? What's going to happen to SegWit? You know what I mean? And everyone was freaking out. Like, and you can see me like, I was talking about it back then. Like, that's how you know I'm an OG. Look, SegWit canceled. Great news for Bitcoin. This is 4 years ago. I'm freaking out. Like, because when they were going to do SegWit 2X, it was freaking out everyone. And that was, you know, it was basically segregated witnesses, right? Segregated. That's what SegWit was. Segregated witness 2X. Man, I've been preaching and going on about this stuff for a long time, talking about Bitcoin, SegWit 2X. Let's look at me back in the day, how I sounded, what I looked like. I can't believe it. It is like, I was such a different person back then.
With the remote chief, and today I'm super excited. Just a quick announcement. I was heavy into Bitcoin. I'm also into drones. Don't forget, I'm not going to stop posting about drones, but Bitcoin did take a lot of my time. My brain has been moving. But with that being said, the SegWit 2X forecast.
I'm at work at this point. I'm at work in my little office. Like, I did this all day.
Has been canceled. It has been canceled. You've never seen a happier person. I've been racking my brain.
It was scary. They were telling us that Bitcoin Cash was going to overtake Bitcoin. Then the miners, every day I had to go to fork.io and look at where the miners were going to go. Some of the miners were going to take Bitcoin. Some of the miners were going to take Bitcoin Cash. It was crazy. If anyone remembers what this was like, it was insane. I've been through so much already with this crypto sauce. It's insane. Man, the blockchain bull. That's what I was going to call my channel back then, the blockchain bull. You know what I mean? But that's my old channel, The Remote Chief. You can check me out. Check out my family, my vlogs, stuff like that. I still may add to this channel sometimes, but probably not. Probably not. But I've been doing YouTube for a long time. I was on YouTube. I started this channel. So I've been trucking away, man, at this internet game for, you know, it seems like it happened overnight. But I've been working so hard at the internet game. I kept seeing people. My two good friends sold a company for $225 million when I was like 29 years old. And it was an internet company. And I was like, man. And that's what kind of got me exploring the internet. Then I found Bitcoin, you know, internet money. And lo and behold, here we are. So it's been a crazy journey that I've been on. And man, YouTube got me here. I used to go to YouTube for everything. YouTube taught me how to meditate. YouTube taught me how to change the world. YouTube gave me information about the past. Taught me about the Pleiades network, you know, taught me about aliens, taught me about near-death experiences, taught me about cryptocurrency, baby, right? So sideways for the day, pretty lackluster until this meeting comes. Pretty lackluster until the meeting comes. You know, let's get back into Bitcoin Cash, all right? Went on a tear there, but, you know, you asked me about Bitcoin Cash, and it brought me back to a whole place in my life. I was about to say, how did I get on that tangent? I'm like, oh, well, someone asked you about Bitcoin Cash, and, I mean, that's a pretty good story. Like, I had a real life story about, and I rode Bitcoin Cash from $600 to $27, one of my biggest trades of my life. I mean, back then, it was amazing. Like, I was like, whoa, you could make money like this with cryptocurrencies in your bedroom. I had my little laptop. I didn't even have 2 screens and all that. I had my little laptop. I always had screens, but I'll be traveling with my family. I had my laptop. I'll never forget it. It was in November. I rented this little cottage near my mother's house. It was like a 2-bedroom cottage, 1-bedroom cottage with like a couple rooms in it. And I'm sitting there late at night. My wife goes to bed. I'm on the couch in the living room and I'm trading. The next morning, I'm like, babe, I made like $15,000 last night. I'm like, she's like, what? And then I was like, the next day I made $10,000. And then I was like, yo, I made like over $5,000 to $7,000 every night for the last week straight. She was like, what? I was like, yo, this is crazy. That's what was happening in crypto. Like, you would just throw something in something, 2-3 grand, and next thing it will be 10 grand. 5. Like, it was just out of control. I got into crypto in November. You know, I started trading heavily in that November, October of 2017. I didn't know that was an anomaly. I was just like, whoa, this is what's going to happen for the rest of my life? I mean, then, boom, right? And I learned my lesson, but unbelievable. So let's talk about Bitcoin Cash. It's in a falling wedge. The daily, just like everything else, is oversold. You could say that it broke out, though, and it's attempting to stay above this diagonal resistance, which is key. And it's got a point of control that it's attempting to hold. This daily has to flip. The 4 hour is going to have to flip the daily, in my humble opinion, because the daily is just too treacherous for the whole market. And it's saying that the daily is going to take the whole market down. So we got to see, basically, we got to see Bitcoin Cash basically break out of this. I'm not trading Bitcoin Cash. I think there's so many other things out there. I like Roger Ver, but I was never a huge fan. I have to be honest. Like, you know, Bitcoin Cash is the best. If you call it Bcash one more time. You guys remember him arguing about Bcash? So funny, like the Bcash argument. He wanted it to be called Bitcoin Cash, not Bcash, and everyone just called it Bcash. And he would freak out. And like, he was on an interview one with this other YouTuber, and he's like, right here, he's like, you call it Bcash one more time. Like, yo, this is so funny. Like, yo.
you are a cheerleader of Bcash, so people point at you as somebody that would be the source of all of this.
Insulting me? I'm not interested in continuing on this. It's Bitcoin Cash. Get it straight, and if you do that again, I'm going to end the interview because I'm not interested in being insulted. Okay, I'm promoting Bitcoin Cash.
It's not an insult. Why do you have to take it personally? It's just a name. I actually like it better.
Insulted here. I'm being insulted. And I don't need to be insulted by you. I have enough money. I was a self-made multimillionaire before I ever got involved in Bitcoin. I don't need to have my buttons pushed by people like you on the internet. It's Bitcoin Cash.
Roger, the only reason you want to call it Bitcoin Cash is because you want to co-opt the brand.
I think Bitcoin Cash has a more legitimate claim to being the Bitcoin that was outlined.
Oh, please get out of here. It's just so crazy, man. Anyway, you would have to have been an OG to been through that with me. So when you ask about Bitcoin Cash, all right, it brings up a lot. Like, it's not just like I can't just talk about Bitcoin Cash and take it easy. Like, we got to break down Bitcoin Cash. This is like, man, you're talking to a Bitcoin guy. You're talking about Bitcoin Cash. I'm just messing with y'all. But so Bitcoin Cash could pump to the upside. As you can see, I'm really not interested in it. But if the market moves, Bitcoin Cash will move. And honestly, you'll see it back to its highs. 168. I can't believe it's all the way back down to $100. I remember when I was trading this thing for 600 4 years ago. Like, insane. So can Bitcoin Cash get a move? The 4 hour suggests it can. But again, it's up to the whole market. What I like to see here, though, look, swing down and swing down, swing up to swing up. That's hidden bullish. Divergence tells you that the trend will continue to the upside. So based on my analysis, Bitcoin Cash should go higher than this high. We should actually get to 126 based on my analysis. But I'm not a fan, and I'm not going to be trading it. I'll make that very, very clear. Okay. Still time to send in your super chats for TA and Deep Dive. Support the live stream, baby. Shout out to Dustin Calva in the game. Shout out to everybody here on the live stream. Thank you for being here. Thank you for bringing the energy. Thank you for showing up every single day with the life of baby. We're going to rock it at this Fed meeting. I cannot wait. We're going to rock this Fed meeting. Bang, bang, bang. Let's take a look at EGLD, ETN, and Dogecoin. EGLD, one of my favorite babies. Long-term hold for EGLD, the Elron network. I talked about it, trying to make a move out of this ascending triangle. And honestly, it hasn't really proved me wrong. Like, it's been continuing to plug away here, doing the damage. Where do I get the measured move? From the length of the pole. That's how a bot would trade it. It did get above the point of control. Once you get a point of control, you're likely to head to the next high volume node. I'm seeing a move here for EGLD up into $71. And it tends to kind of do its own thing when it does. It's got hollow ride. It's got a lot of things going for it. Possibly bottomed here. It has to get back above this resistance for sure. We'll bring that down a little bit. So possibly 17.7% gains coming at 58.84. Almost a palindrome there if that was 58.85. All right. So let's look at this here. Tight moving averages, 21 pushing to the upside. Let's take a look at our daily time frame. Probably overbought like everything else. No. Actually has more momentum than most coins, and about to get the 50 crossing the 80, which is a good cross. Remember when I showed you that price action gravitated towards the 200? Remember I told you render gravitated towards the 200? Same scenario, right? So look, I just taught you something. You look for falling wedges where the moving averages are tight and the 200 is the outlier. Once you break above that falling wedge, you're likely to head all the way to the 200. That's how render made the move. I'm teaching you something so key right now that I didn't even talk about this before in my live because I got so many little tips and tricks that they come out throughout the day whenever I'm here. I've been doing this for 15 years. I started looking at markets and analyzing markets 2007, 2006. I started buying gold and silver 2008. You know what I mean? I've been doing this for a long time. I'm going to be 40 years old in April. I'm not a 26-year-old kid who does YouTube. All right? I'm a grown man who's been trading markets, and I eventually got into crypto, and now I'm giving you everything that I learned in the years that I've been doing this. So, I mean, 90% of these YouTubers are all between 24 and 30 years old, and they've been trading for maybe six years at best. At best. Crypto, Jeb, all of them. I love them all, but they haven't been trading that long. I have out-traded these guys. I have hours and hours and hours and hours on them. I even have hours on my live stream because even their live stream, they kind of like, I go over chart after 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 chart. So, grown man sounds, baby. Meet Kevin is awesome. I love Meet Kevin. But I still out-trade that man. So look, 22.82% EGLD. I see a move coming for EGLD. All right. 1 hour time frame also looking like a bit of a retest here as it broke out. This is also in a bit of a pattern here. You could say it kind of fell out though. See that? Feel like it fell out. It has to move back inside. I'll take it. Bitcoin Doge flip. It could happen. Too much lemon water for Sam. Got him going crazy. I'll be honest, I'm not saying... Dude, CryptoFace shows you all his wins, but does he ever show you... I don't know, whatever. I love everybody. I love everybody. I'm not going to mention any other YouTuber by name. I'm not doing it. You're not going to bait me into that. I love everybody, including CryptoFace. I love every single human being on this earth that God created. God created CryptoFace, so I love him. God created everybody here, so I love them all. You know what I mean? Even my enemies, I love my enemies. Love your enemies, baby. Love your enemies. Wouldn't have it any other way, Sam. You're my teacher, baby. Hey, Lifer, best positive guy in the crypto space. Thank you. Anytime, man. The bot is broken. Love this information. Nice play, then. I got airdropped EGLD when it changed names a while back. Dope. I hold EGLD long term. I love EGLD. Sam, what are your thoughts on Bitcoin Cash? Is that big tuna crypto? You're hilarious, bro. What are you? Just kidding, bro. Lifers, man. God bless you for the $10 super chat, man. You just made my day with that. Thank you so much. That was awesome. 548 likes, 810 people on the live stream. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. We're moving forward at the speed of light. The community feels good. The trading group feels good. We got through October. We made massive gains in October. Like, October was a very, very good group. Very good week for the trading group. And let's just talk about the two biggest gains today. Render, we called the bottom on October 17th at 9:22 in the morning. It would never go lower. And Pump, 132% gains in less than 3 weeks. I mean, that's amazing. Imagine doubling up your portfolio in under a month, right? Mask was in a tight channel. Moving averages were tight. MACD's, all my checklist was ready to go. That was at 11 last. This was probably given during the live or posted during the live. And boom, Mask for 95.1% gains by the morning. Like that, like, oh no, I posted that last night. I thought I posted it in the morning. No, I posted that last night. Wow, 11:51 p.m. I thought I posted it in the morning. But last night, before I went to bed, was I really like, hold up. I thought I posted it at let's see how my memory is. Yeah, it's AM. I posted it in the AM, Sean. In the AM. See how detailed I am? I catch everything. Imagine working for me. I catch everything. But that's cool, Sean. But if you could put AM, that'd be great. But Sean, I love you. Like, to me, that's not a mistake. I mean, that's like, come on. You work so hard. You're so beautiful. Thank you for everything you do. I just don't want to feel like, you know what I mean. Yeah, Craig Wright and all that nonsense. He said he started Bitcoin and all that. He was trying to, I don't even know. I don't even want to get into that. Right? Desire, dedication, discipline, and determination equals the lifer. Shout out to CNC Ireland, my man. Super chats, ETN, Doge, and Phantom, and Tribe. Let's take a look at ETN, Electronium. Now, this was hot. It was started by a guy named Roger Vares, who sounded like the other Roger Vares, right? He had the same name, if I remember correctly. However, Electronium, you could mine on your phone. That was the thing. All the other things were a big deal, but Electronium, you could mine on your phone. It had this easy little paper wallet, and everyone was like all excited about it, right? You know what I mean? So that's why I got into Electronium, because it was supposed to be the coolest, newest thing in the world. And it was hot, man. I remember getting in here. Oh, man, look, it even went, it ripped again, too. Went from a half a penny, right, in the last bull run, all the way to 4 cents. I mean, it did a nice 8x, right? So Electronium's down in the dumps again. Can it reclaim some highs? I believe it could. I'm going to hold it throughout the next bull run and see what I can get out of it. You know what I mean? I bought it in 2017 for probably like somewhere around here where it's at now, and man, and I bought it on Cryptopia. Cryptopia was one of the first exchanges. They got hacked, a New Zealand exchange. And yeah, I had a bunch of funds on there, about $27,000 that got hacked. So that was my first experience. So believe me, I've been through it. I lost 27K, when I got into crypto. I mean, that's not fun. That hurts, bro. That hurts. And I also, my buddy who got into crypto, me and him were getting in together. He owned a bike shop. Next thing you know, like, I was like, dude, we got hacked, man. We lost it all. And it's like, and he didn't know as much as me. That hurts, man. It's not fun. You know what I mean? Not fun at all. So I've been through a lot of pain for crypto, and I didn't give up. I see a lot of people ready to give up so fast, and I'm like, for instance, let's go. We're going to make a segment about sending crypto today. We are. We're going to stop the music. We're going to make a segment about sending crypto. I heard there's a lot of newcomers coming into the group. There's a lot of people that need to be educated, and there's a few little key tips and tricks that'll keep you from losing so much money in cryptocurrency, and I can teach you the ways. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say should be taken as such, but I know how to send and receive crypto pretty well. I've sent thousands of dollars across the blockchain. I get it. I'm comfortable with it, and I can teach you how to do it as well. All right, the proper way. There's a proper way to send crypto. All right, you don't want to be just going willy-nilly. So ETN, the daily, look, it's looks like it may be getting like this resistance here and heading to the back of the bottom of the pattern one more time. However, it could maintain a higher low. But I do see the daily sending itself down low, like the whole market. So we need the daily to treat us lightly. We need the daily to reset lightly, and everything else will kind of be better off. But I don't like the 3-day. I don't like the 4-day. Bitcoin is getting high on a lot of bigger time frames. You look at the 4-day chart, you're getting overbought. You know what I mean? You've had a pretty good run up. 1, 2, 3, you know, you had 16 beautiful days, Bitcoin going to the upside, all green candles. I mean, something's gonna, you know, the rooster has to come to hatch here, you know, and so I got some mixed signals for Bitcoin. It's not showing, it's not the strongest in the world. I want to bring that up. It's not showing huge strength. I knew we would go sideways almost the entire live stream. So why? Because that's what happens before a Fed meeting. No one wants to make a move. Everyone wants to kind of just, you know. I see Electronium coming down first before it goes up again, resetting the lower area, but this could be a bottom for it for sure. Let's take a look at Doge, our Doge coin, baby, our Doge coin. So I talked about Doge last night. Let's take a look. I said, could this be a retest? Right? See that? Like, could we be retesting? We bounced up. I traded that on the 3L token. It made some nice gains last night. I'll be honest. Like, and honestly, even from yesterday afternoon, the 3L token went up 90%. Like, this is crazy. Look, I saw people trading it, shorting it. I saw a guy post a short. I entered a long immediately, and then I was up, like, as much as his short was up, and literally the same amount of, like, literally last night was insane. I'll tell you right now. Last night was insane. You guys want to tell me my night? I'll tell you my night. It was crazy. So, yesterday, around right here, we pump up a little bit. Around here, I put in $5,000 into the 3L token. All right. It comes up. It starts to dump. I'm down like $400, $450 at one point, right? I usually let it go 10%. Like, I'll cut it off at 1,000. So I watch it, right? We come back down. Then next thing you know, we're up huge. No, actually, maybe right here we came down. I'm down. And then we're up huge. I'm sitting there last night, and I'm talking to my wife on the couch. It's like 10:30, and I'm up like $450. And I'm like, word, I'm about to take this profit. I go to the bathroom. No lie. I come downstairs to do like some updates and some stuff for the trading group, and I'm down $375. And I'm like, how did this happen? And I see everyone like, nailed that short. And I'm like, what the, right? And I'm like, this is crazy, right? So I calm down. I go meditate. I said, I'm going to relax and meditate. I was like, I'm going to have to cut this trade off. I come back to my computer. I'm up $485. Like, I was like, what the? And at that point, I'm like, yo, this is like, it's time to get out, you know? And I market sold out, and it ripped me off. And I made like, you know, around 300 bones, but it was insane. It was insane. But look, even just this rally alone, look, from here to here, that was a 28% gain, you know? And this rally from here to here, that was a 100% gain. 82 actually, but like, so there was money to be made out of Doge regardless, right? So let's take a look at Doge now. What do I see happening? All right. But that's Doge 3L. I was having fun with Doge 3L last night. Oh my God, what a crazy move. I ended up notorious, but it was insanity. I was posting to the trading group too. I was like, yo, I'm up. I was like, fastest 500. Yo, it was like the fastest 500. Like, I was like down and then up $500 immediately. It was crazy. So what I like to do sometimes is say, like, we broke out, we broke back in. You know, sometimes that's legit. And you got this falling wedge flag, but you're overbought on the 15. And I do not get into trades when the 15 minutes overbought on the stochastics RSI. Just not part of my trading style. So what we're looking at is a bit of an inverted head and shoulder beginning to form here. Am I wrong? Shoulder, head, and a right shoulder. We don't want to break this trend line. We want to hold it. 15-minute needs to reset and continue to the upside. We take a look at the 1 hour and wants to move. So I like this. It looks like Doge actually may get a move. High risk with the meeting today. A lot of craziness going on. Let's take a look at our 4 hour time frame. 4 hour actually resetting too as well. Remember, our daily and our 22 hour are not in our favor. But when things are getting bought by the whole market and everybody wants them, they can continue. So now you want to set your support and resistance. So I want to keep that head and shoulder there, but it's a little cumbersome. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna take it away for a second, but it's still there. I can just see. I can add the visualization of it or not, right? So we're gonna look at this here, and now we're gonna look at our support and resistance zones. This song just doesn't do it for me. I don't know why, but it doesn't. You know, we can even change it up if you want. This is my jam right here. So look, we're at a point of control. If we hold the point of control, we're likely to head back up to 15 cents. We break the point of control, it's going to be a beautiful short. So if you see this come down here, I would short Doge all the way back down to this liquidity zone here. Looks like we would end up back at about 8 cents. 8 and 6 cents. That would make a lot of sense too, because we kind of had too much of a rally. But if we hold, we're going to rip the length of the pole. So you're like, well, Lifer, you just said two things are going to happen. How do I play this? Well, I'd wait for the 15-minute to reset. If the 15-minute resets and that inverted head and shoulder that we just showed you comes to fruition, then there's a likelihood that... What happened to that? Oh, there it is. Then there's a likelihood that we do get our move. So I watch this. See, that's why the smaller time frames can really give you some good information. So I watch the smaller time frames very closely, right, to see what's happening. All right. And they're going to give me that information. They're going to give me that information. So Doge could be a big winner, but we're going to have to watch that 15-minute first for confirmation. See, trading is not, I do this because. It's, I set my settings, I set my parameters, I have a plan, I go over the probabilities, and then when one of those probabilities plays out in my favor, I take that probability. If it doesn't, I take the other probability. It can only go up or down, so you can either short or long. It's not, or sideways. I get it, but sideways is nil. So you can either make money up or down. You prepare both ways, and you're ready. So I got you prepared. You know what the VRVP is. You know what the point of control is. You may never use this indicator. Now you know how to be ready to go. You may never needed to put support or resistance. Now you know. You may never needed to know how to draw a flag. You did not know your moving averages. You didn't know your MACD. You didn't know your RSI. You didn't know anything. I'm sorry. And you decided to trade anyway and lose all your money. What is wrong with you people? I'm just... Oh my God. It's like driving a car without a license, and not knowing any of what the street signs mean. Like, you're going to smash up so hard if you don't know where to stop and where to go. We'll take a look at Phantom. That's why I would tell everyone, man, give yourself a break. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's like, I didn't make enough trades. Like, give yourself a break. If you haven't been trading for a couple years, give yourself a break, Give yourself a break. Like, you don't be so hard on yourselves, Why not buy half 3x long tokens and 3x shorts and then sell whichever goes up? Because it moves so fast and volatile, you'll get blasted. Go do it. See how it works out for you. I mean, sometimes you can do it. But you'll be surprised. What will happen is you'll do that. Watch, you'll do that, right? So you'll buy half. All right. Let me show you. Let me bring the Doge. Thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you so much for the love. God bless you and yours up here on the live. 586 people on that live stream. 774 people on that live, baby. Woo! We doing them, baby. We doing them. Shout out to everybody here on the live. I love you all more than you would ever know. Love is the strongest frequency in the game. Who here likes coming to the live stream because they feel good about it every single day? Who here likes feeling connected to the lifers? Who here likes changing the world? Who here wants to do damage? Doesn't seem right because we don't want to do damage. We want to bring love. You know what I mean? But there's a little edge to me, right? But look, so you open up both, and what can happen, you'd be surprised, is the price action will dump fast and pump fast. You'll get stopped out of both. It can happen. You can get stopped out of both and just do a double loss. Trust me. Like, it seems so easy. It's not that easy. You know what I mean? It's not that easy. Shout out to the first timer, Craw Billies. Who's here for the first time? My name is Sam Price. I'm known as Crypto Lifer. I started trading markets in 2008, 2007. All right. I started trading gold and silver on the Toronto Stock Exchange, ETFs. All right. Electronically traded funds, JNUG, JDST. Then I started buying gold and silver, started trading it. Then I found out what Bitcoin was, see how much it looked like Bitcoin. Then I learned the financial history of the markets. I learned how all the different cryptocurrencies throughout the world and how they didn't last. I learned that our currency was a fiat currency and that it may not last. I started realizing they were printing our money to zero and that inflation would take over. 10 years ago, I started preaching about inflation, telling people that they needed to protect themselves by buying gold and silver. I have a silver tube right here at all times, waiting here during the stream. And look, these are just silver ounces, baby. I was a silver stacker for sure, for years. Look at that sound of that silver, baby. That's real money, baby. That's the sound of real money, all right? Not that fake money in your pocket, all right? That's that real money. I'd rather 5 of these than 1 of these, baby. Which one do you want? Which one do you want? Which one do you want? You're like, I'll take the $100 bill. I'll go spend it real quick. Shout out to everybody here on the live. This is a beautiful Canadian dollar. A little spotted. It got some spots on it. Peter Schiff sold me spotted silver. I will never buy my silver from Peter again. Peter, you sold me spotted silver, and I moan about it every time I look at it. But silver is the most shiny coin. It's so beautiful if you really, really look at a silver coin. Absolutely beautiful. If everyone wants to, I'll do a close-up of the silver coin towards the end of the stream. If you want a close-up of the coin, let me know. I'll bring it right into the thing. We'll change the lens, and it'll look really nice. You let me know. I think it's worth it. I think it's beautiful. Stack that silver, baby. Money has good sound, man. Stack that silver, baby. Stack that silver. So, you know, I got my gold. I got my silver. I got my Bitcoin. I'm ready to go. I got my real money. All right. I should get more. I just got generics. Easiest pair to trade. First time, baby. Supers Tribe, Bitcoin dominance, possibly alt season on the daily. GALA 4-hour and CSPR. CSPR starting to fall on. Why don't you end now since you're going to go live at 12? I'm going to try to do that. No, I'm going live at 2, babe, not 12. 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. They're sending the super chats hard body at me. We talked about Doge. I went over Doge in depth. Let's talk about Tribe. Tribe was in that giant cup and handle, if I remember correctly, photographic memory. Cup with the handle to the right side, milled off. Boom, right? Watch. I remember it. Photographic memory. Let's take a look. No, this is Haka, not this is, I want Tribe. Not Tribe 1. I want actual Tribe. And there you go. See, there's your cup with the handle, just like I talked about. Now, I believe this was going to move to the upside. And it looks like it wicked crazily almost to my target. Look at that. Someone tried to get there. 62%. Maybe there's a huge order up there that got filled. Boom. Unbelievable. So far, it is still holding about a 13% gain. It did go lower than the zone, though, right? It kind of like, see, it had support. It went lower than support and just found new support, which to me doesn't even make sense. Like, it's very rare to see, like, just a random area where price action wants to chill. This is low liquidity. Hard to figure out what's going on with the coin. It's sideways, right? And the daily's high. So, like, I don't like to touch high dailies, but the 4 hours low. And this is the predicament of the whole market. You got a beautiful 4 hour that wants to blast. You got a low daily. What I do in that situation, everybody, whenever I'm confused or somewhat I get mixed signals, I just trade the time frame in front of me. So I know that the daily's not good, but that's a falling wedge and we're oversold, and you know what I mean? And the MACD wants to turn. So I just trade the time frame. And if it dumps, then I say, well, the daily wasn't in my favor. I knew that. You know, and it's not as a surprise if the trade doesn't go well. And if it pumps, you say, well, I stuck to the time frame. So this says that the 4 hour could pump to the upside and get a bit of a move here. Not my favorite project right now at the present moment in time. It may be better. You know, I do like the coin and the idea, but not my favorite project right now. But I do see a possible move here for about 13%. Not a very high risk for that 13%. You know, you have to do a lot for 13%. Kind of defeats the purpose for me personally. But again, might be up to you, you know. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Okay. On the crypto market cap. So we talked about this falling to the downside. And I circled down here. I don't know why. I guess I circled this high volume node. And so we did. We bearish retested and we did fall to the circled area. Pretty interesting. So I guess I called Bitcoin dominance pretty nicely there because you can see my drawings. So we talked about this rising wedge breaking to the downside. And it did. It broke down. That's good for the altcoins when Bitcoin drops. You know what I mean? It means more altcoins are getting busy. More people might be getting to ETH. And I believe Bitcoin dominance will continue to drop. Think about it. Bitcoin comes out 4 years ago. And there's really like, Coinbase has 5 coins. In 2017, Coinbase has Litecoin, ETH, and Bitcoin. That's it. When I first got into Coinbase, it had 3 coins, dude. You could buy Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin. That was it. And Ethereum boomed, and Bitcoin was moving. I was like, well, this is the smallest coin. I might as well buy Litecoin. I told everyone in my job to buy Litecoin. I walked around. I was like, you should buy this coin, Litecoin. It went to $400, right? So it did a 80x, right? Because a 20x would have been $100, right? It went to 400, even 350. And if you had met me back in 2016, I was walking around with the Coinbase app telling you to buy Litecoin at $5. I was screaming at I was like, dude, if you don't buy Litecoin, you're dumb. Like, I was bad about it. Like, I got better at realizing that not everybody knows what I know. You can't put people down because they don't understand what investment is. But like at the time, I was like, man, I just couldn't believe how many people didn't get it. And I would sit with them and explain it to them, and they'd be like, and they'd think I was crazy. They thought I was absolutely insane. And I was like, but I get it. Like, how come you can't get it? But you know what I mean? What are your thoughts on DC long term? There's no really thoughts on a crap. That's an ish coin, man. I would never hold anything like that long term. That would be something I would be in and out of. Yeah, Doge chain is not a long term hold for me at all. I wouldn't even consider it. And I'm sorry, you know what I mean? Doge I would hold long term. I wouldn't hold Doge chain long term. I just don't trust in those little meme coins. I've seen too many of them come and go. Lifer, when Lifer calls you buddy, you better listen. Hey, buddy. I know. She's like, hey, buddy. That's when she's like really like annoyed with me. And she's calling me like dumb man, hey, buddy. Like, I get you. You know the language. You sound like you've been married before. That's happening to me right now, and I know I need to stop pushing everyone to invest. Yeah, I just gave up, and now I just do my channel, and the people that want to hear me, hear me. Everyone else, I just wave to and say whatever. I don't have to talk to anyone in the real world anymore. I mean, I do, don't get me wrong, but like, I don't push my ideas. If they ask me what I do for a living, sometimes I don't even mention YouTube. I'm just like, I do finance and stuff or something. I don't even, You think I promote my brand to everybody? I don't. I'm pretty quiet about it because I don't want people knowing me in my neighborhood. I don't want people knowing how much money I got in my neighborhood. You know what I mean? Oh, that's that guy. You know what I mean? So I like people all around the world to know me. I want people knowing me where I live. You know what I mean? Like, I can go without those customers. I don't mind it. I'm not saying I'm hating on Boston people. I just, I'm very, very wary of my safety. All right. Tell about Phantom. We got more super chats. They gave me so many super chats today that I got to go through. Got to get them done. GALA 4-hour and CSPR. All right, let's take a look at GALA. So Bitcoin dominance suggests that it could dump even more here on the 4-hour time frame. Look, it's at a resistance, can't get above, and we're about to roll over on the 4-hour. That's showing me that Bitcoin dominance. Now, Bitcoin dominance drops for 2 reasons, though. One, when the whole market dumps, and that brings me to U.S. Tether dominance. So you want to look at Bitcoin dominance, and you want to look at Tether dominance. If Tether dominance is about to rip, it's not a good sign. If Tether dominance is about to dump, that means alts are about to move. And look, we got our sign, baby. Look. Why do I know this? Because we've studied this many times on my channel. I juxtapose the U.S. Tether dominance with the Bitcoin dominance chart. And think about it. Think about this. Money sitting in Bitcoin, okay? Boom. There's a bunch of money outside of the market, 100 million. It wants to come into the market, okay? It comes into Tether first. Tether dominance goes up a little bit, right? So now you have 100 million in Tether. Now people learn that Bitcoin's going to rip, but they start finding Doge and all these other coins, so they start pumping money into Doge. Bitcoin dominance is going to dump, and so is Tether dominance. So whenever the altcoins are about to rip, you should see that Tether dominance is about to fall to the downside, and you should see that Bitcoin dominance is going to fall to the downside. Both of these. Now, other times you see the opposite. You see Bitcoin dominance about to fall and Tether dominance about to pop. What would that mean? People are going to rush into Tether. Bitcoin's probably going to tank. You see what I'm saying? So when we look at this, you're like, well, so when you look at Bitcoin dominance, you want to see that it's high on the 4-hour, and you want to see Bitcoin dominance high on the 4-hour, and you want to see US Tether dominance high on the 4-hour. And you want to see them both roll over. Because if Bitcoin's losing money and Tether's losing money, where the heck is the money going? It's not going back into the stock market, and it's not going back into the US dollar. It's going into the altcoins. All right? So people are starting to feel like it's time to accumulate altcoins, and you can see from here what's going on. All right? And I can teach you the stuff that no one really knows, and we can find the insight. And that's why people come to my channel. they get the special sauce that they just don't get anywhere else, right? We've given you so much special sauce today, it's amazing. We taught you how to gravitate back to the 200 simple when you're low in the tight moving averages. We taught you how to flip the chart upside down and when to get out when you're far away from the 21 and the 200. The same when you're far away in the 21 and 200 on the bottom. How you can sell a top, it's the same as you can get into a bottom. And that's how we answered the question when someone said, how did you find the bottom for render? Bang. All right. Super insightful. Super beautiful. Look at GALA on the 4-hour time frame. About to get a golden cross in a falling wedge. Bit of a cup and handle. That's a cup and handle, baby. So look, I talked about a possible retest there, and it could have been a possible retest. It fell a little lower and then would pop. So let's look at GALA. GALA was hot. It got sold off beyond belief, right? It just kept getting sold. I believe Sam Bankman-Fried had something to do with it. He seemed to be selling Axie Infinity. I believe he was buying large amounts of these coins and selling them off. Whatever, though. I could be starting a rumor. I don't. But they admitted it to doing for Axie Infinity, you know, and it was weird that GALA was just getting shorted to the point of no return. Anyway, we're at that same predicament. The overbought one daily with the rolling 4-hour. At this point, I'm going to trade the 4-hour and forget about the daily for now. And again, I could be 100% wrong and I could get rocked and wrecked. And normally I don't do that. But in certain situations when there's a lot of hype, when there's a different movement in the market, when there's, you know, you can feel the sentiment is changing, I'm just going to trade, you know. And so I like, not now, I'm going to wait for the meeting to end and all that. But look, that's a golden cross that's about to occur. The 50-day is about to cross the 200-day moving average. That's a very good sign. And we're above a point of control there on the bigger time frames. We're below a point of control on this larger area. So GALA has to get above here. Thing is, that's going to be an easy gap up. I don't like even using the word easy, but I mean, it's going to fly right up to 50 to 5 and 0.2%. It's going to go from 3.8 to 5.2 really fast. It's about a 30% gain. A little less than that if I bring it up there, probably about a 20% gain. But I am looking at GALA breaking out of this falling wedge. 68% chance. Cup and handle. And we got some good support or resistance mixed with the moving averages doing their thing. I like what I'm seeing on the 4-hour time frame for GALA. Could definitely do some damage. All right. Watching GALA here. What I love about it is every day it changes, you know. I love it. He keeps his silver with him every day, man. Love you. It's so awesome. I keep a silver ounce on my necklace chain at all times. You know what I mean? Okay. So GALA's on my radar for a possible move here. GALA. We went over a lot of coins today. I'm not going to overpost it to the trading group until this meeting ends. Then it's going to be a free fest. All right. And we're going to go in and it's going to be tonight and we're going to have fun. And so don't worry. If I was money hungry and all I cared about, I would force people trade. I don't do that. I try to get us into the best positions at the best possible times. I try to look at the best setups. I try to see where the market's moving. And I want to teach you technical analysis so you can do it yourself. Then that's the key. Stinks that we have to wait for this Fed meeting when we know the free market could live on its own and they could leave us be. Like, they shouldn't be messing with the free market, in my humble opinion, but it is what it is, baby. It is what it is, right? Let's take a look at Casper, CSPR on KuCoin. So Casper, I had it in this. First, I had it in this. It looked really beautiful, like it was going to break out nicely. Fell out of that. Now it's in another channel, falling out of that. I mean, it's getting ugly. I want to rework the pattern, see if I see something different. At the end of the day, I guess it's like a flag like that. It fell, you know, it lost this diagonal resistance line that it had, that diagonal support. And it fell out of this to the downside, you know. Now it's touching that, the 200 simple. It's a good sign, like we talked about earlier, right? And you can pull a Fibonacci here. But you can see not every trade plays out exactly as it's supposed to. Shapes, bend and weave, and mix and match, and not everything is perfect. There's a trade I put out that did not play out, I'll be honest with you too. And I don't mind showing losing trades. Losing trades are awesome. The other day I showed a losing trade to my whole crew. I said, I lose too. You know what I mean? I just wanted them to know, hey, and I lost a fat trade. It wasn't fun, you know. KuCoin under maintenance, and my stop loss didn't get set. Oh my goodness. Oh, Jesus. Well, why would you trade on spot? Why would you trade on Fed Day? You already were playing yourself. You know what I mean? I love you, Trent. But come on, man. I don't trade Fed days, man. I'm smart. I think that's a smart decision for me. But again, you do whatever makes you happy. I'm not a financial advisor, but just like you already had a warning there. So the 1 hour and the 4 hour are low. You're in a 0.5, 618. You know, you're in a pretty good spot here on the fib. In the fib, you might go lower to this high volume node right here, which would bring you to the golden pocket. So there's a chance you end up lower for sure. But we will go from there. We're not short. We are not short. Could you check Mask Network? We already kind of went over it a bunch of times. Super Chats, Phantom started but didn't finish. CHZ, Sushi, and Algo. Guys, like, I got to get out of here. These are coming in late. I didn't see these Super Chats till now. Oh, CHZ, Super, and Algo. I got to get out of here. Like, I'm going to try to get these done fast, but this is a lot to throw at me at one time. Plus, we got the Fed meeting, man. You guys shouldn't be staring at altcoins right now. Everything. We went over Phantom. I thought I went over Phantom in depth. I'm saying that the daily's overbought, and I wouldn't touch it. You know what I mean? Until it comes and touches 21. Like, I got a circle here. I mean, I wouldn't touch Phantom till it double bottoms or it comes off this lower area. The daily's pointing down. Yes, the 4 hour wants to pump, but it just doesn't look that amazing. You're losing support and resistance areas. Phantom's going to follow Bitcoin. It's that simple, everyone. If Bitcoin tanks, Phantom will tank. Bitcoin pumps, Phantom will pump. It's like a very simple scenario. It's a large cap gem that follows Bitcoin. There's really nothing else to say about it. I gave up on this coin. I'll be honest. I sold it all. Like, I'm over it. You know what I mean? You don't marry these coins. Like, you got to learn when enough is enough. Like, you marry them until you get what you need out of them, and then you let them go. All right? So that's a falling wedge that's breaking to the downside. And the daily is still bearish. So, yes, maybe you stop right here and you get a bounce, but if you want to trade Phantom, I'd keep it in a flag and see how the flag plays out. And I would set an alert on the daily time frame. They're at the bottom, and if you really believe in it, great time to DCA. But, like, I just think there's going to be better out there. There's going to be another Phantom coming out that's going to 100x. All right. CHZ, which follows the coins of the soccer idea, right? That's why you trade CHZ. And we talked about it making a move to the upside here. And can it make another move? We put it in the flag yesterday, right? Said it had to stay in the flag to remain bullish. So far, it did. It has. And that's a beautiful flag that it's completed, right? And the 4 hour is resetting with a move. So I could see CHZ making that move, 26%. If anything's going to pop, CHZ could pop. Again, I bet it's overbought in the daily, just like everything else in the market. So you got to be wary of this stuff. Like, you can't just do whatever you want. It's basically every coin is the same. You're overbought in the daily. You're about to pump on the 4 hour time frame. You got the Fed meeting coming, and there's indecision. Like, so it isn't a flag that could break to the upside. I like what I'm seeing there, and you have a golden cross in the 4 hour time frame. But just high risk. I like CHZ right now, but it's high risk. But, you know, simple things. World Cup is big. CHZ is the biggest soccer coin. If the World Cup gets big, CHZ will get bought. People will learn about it. It'll get more popular. It's going to make money. These are simple concepts, everybody, that you can figure out on your own. All right. Sushi. That's why we trade Doge, because, Elon was going to buy Twitter. It was simple. Like, easy money. Like, this is easy money, man. I don't like using the word easy, but, like, come on. Like, certain things are not that hard to figure out. You know what I mean? They're just not, right? Sushi. Sushi swap is just continuing to move to the upside. I like it here. Look, making higher and higher lows. I own Sushi long term. All right. I remember riding it from $1 to $20. Sushi was an amazing run. It did a 20x. So many of these coins did so many amazing things. But again, it's overbought on the daily, ready to go on the 4 hour. However, it's more pushed down on the daily than most, which gives this a higher probability of a move. I like Sushi for that reason. Staying above that point of control. I believe Sushi will do 40%. Sushi on my radar for a possible mover. I like what I'm seeing for Sushi. I do. Sushi on my radar. I like Sushi more because the daily is more pushed down than the other coins, meaning it could have it's a higher probability of it pushing to the upside. My left eye has been twitching for the last 2 days. It happened. It happened last year for like a few days. I overuse my eyes, I think, and eventually I get like a muscle that like involuntary muscle in my eye. So my left eye has been just doing weird twitches for the last 2 days. It feels really strange. But it happens when you overwork your eye to the point of no return. I got all these screens around me, so my eye's always pointing, and I think it's just like the muscle got a little strained. And someone wanted ALGO. And then I'm out of here for the day, everyone. We'll be back in 2 hours. We'll be back in 2 hours to go over that Fed meeting. It's going to be a blast. I can't wait. The meeting should already be out there, too. I already created the meeting. Right? We should be out there. So ALGO, we talked about it being in this tight channel. Okay? Slipped out a little bit, but it could still be in a flag. Doesn't have to be in that, Slipped out a little bit, but still doing damage. If the whole market rips, then everything's going to rip out of these. Everything is going to rip out of them. Like everything we just posted is going to fly. But I bet you the daily's overbought. It is. See, so it's like, see how the whole market, and we might come lower first. So if you trade the 4 hour, it's a high risk trade. You have to know that you're fighting the daily on the whole entire market. It's that same story. And now you getting it. Are you getting why we go over Bitcoin and how Bitcoin flows into all the alts? And what you see in that, you getting why we look at the dollar index now and why we look at, because everything is connected. This pumps up, ALGO dumps. This dumps down, ALGO pumps. Ah, now you get it. Now you get it. Fed will pump the market. Get an eye patch and a bird again. You're funny. I'm waiting there in the next live show. Thanks, man. You're funny. Do your own research. Life is glitching like Kate Perry, man. Real quick, before you leave, can you look at Sol, ADA, ALGO, Zen, Shiba, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, JS, Mega Ape, and whatever you want to throw in? Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. I'll be back in 2 hours to go over what's going on. Really, nothing has changed. We're sideways. What I don't like to see is that 15-minute is pushing us down. Like, we're at a resistance. If you forget about the Fed and you just look at the market, that's an M pattern, and the 15 minutes about to dump us to the downside. All right. What we don't want to see is we don't want to lose this trend line, and we don't want to lose my green box at 20,300. So we're very close. Shout out to everybody here. It's in huge parabolic breakout. What is? Can you look at Bcash? You're funny, man. Killed it. Thank you, Sam. See you soon. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications so you can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. I feel amazing, baby. I feel absolutely amazing. I'll be back later on today. I can't wait. The energy is infectious. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're having a good day. Thank you so much for everyone being here. Thank you for helping me achieve my dreams. Trading group is going so well. I'm super excited to see all these new people jumping in and learning. I'm excited that I have a purpose in life, and each and every one of you help me attain that purpose. So may God bless each and every one of you. Love is the strongest frequency. There are no words for my gratitude to each and every one of you. Thank you so much. I go to sleep in gratitude. I wake up in gratitude. Thank you to my wife. Thank you to my kids. Thank you to my mom. Thank you to everybody that supports me and helps me show up every single day. I don't do it alone. I have a whole team behind me that keeps me moving. Shout out to DJ Porter Rock. Shout out to Sean. Shout out to Jamie. Shout out to John. Shout out to my wife. Shout out to my team, baby. Because without my team, I wouldn't be here. So I love you all. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you tomorrow on the next live stream. And I'll see you in a little while. I forgot. For the Fed meeting. Everybody, have a blast. Enjoy your life. And remember, live in the present moment and live in love. Those two things will really take care of you for the rest of your life. I love you. Have a good one.